Warning. The following presentation may contain excessive alcohol consumption, obscene language, controversial opinions, heavy metal, and actual wrestling chat. As such, it has been rated M for metal.
Consent right away.
I give you my consent. There you go.
I give you my consent, which is a dangerous thing to say in the world that we currently live in.
I mean, it's not.
Well, maybe not our world, but the extended community may be a dangerous thing to say.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not what we're here for tonight.
What a way to open.
Yeah, just join mid-conversation about sex pests.
Right.
Alleged.
Currently in progress.
So here we are. We're back in Mickey's Mosh Pit. Straight off the fucking bat, fucking up again.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not here as a normal Mickey's Mosh Pit. We're trying something different today. So this might kill the tune. to keep the wrestling references in there. But yeah, so instead of speaking our usual nonsense about wrestling and whatever, what we're going to do, and this might just be for us. This might, like, nobody might listen to this. But
yeah. I
mean,
cards
this is
table. This is Vigo's idea. He wants, because Vigo wants to do it. It's his podcast. Cool, I'm in.
Yeah,
but who really wants to hear us three talk about Iron Maiden? I don't know. Maybe someone will. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of Iron Maiden fans. I just need to market it the right way. So anyway, yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's basically, it is those, like, does the world need another podcast about Iron Maiden or another metal podcast? Probably nay. But I'm pretty sure this will be better than anything we say tonight. Will definitely be better than any of Chris Jericho's opinions on Iron Maiden. So,
wow.
The first burial of the night. First burial.
And we're going to be cutting to any commercials for Blue Chew or whatever else he fucking promotes. I'm assuming he still does that. I haven't listened to him for ages.
It's no Blue Chew or Manscaped.
Manscaped, that's
all the gimmicks for shaving your nether region.
But anyway, like we said, we're going to do a little bit of a dive into Iron Maiden. This come off of the back of, we've got a side chat, and it popped up with, like, worst Iron Maiden tracks, and I got the idea we should do a podcast about that. So here we are.
Okay, yeah.
So before we get started, though, I've got something to show you. So, like,
it's not that type of podcast, is it?
Not yet. It might be after a couple of drinks. But yeah, so, like, the opening of a concert, the curtain drops, whatever. So I've got a new backdrop. Look. So just in honor of the occasion, I've got my Iron Maiden fan club flag up there.
You're
a bit disappointed Martyn's not wearing his fan club t-shirt.
I have no sorry. Yeah, I should have put my fan club shirt on.
I was a member of the fan club because one Christmas, David bought me membership for the fan club. Like about, I think it was like 22 years ago or something like that. Like me, Bill, and Malice were all part of the fan club together.
Yeah.
And then they just stopped sending the catalogue, so I guess I'm no longer part of the fan club.
I should have worn that Iron Brew T-shirt that we bought. No, it was on mail order after the gig, because I've worn it once, and it's like it's Iron Brew coloured, but it's AFA orange.
It is very bright.
It's a little bit. I put it on. I'm like, I can't if I can really wear this outside. This is a bit. It's like orange isn't really my colour, but this is orange. Like, I don't care about this.
It's almost neon orange.
Aye.
Orange isn't anyone's colour, to be honest. Like, whose colour is orange?
it'll be saved for Maiden gigs in the future. To be honest,
like it's a smart T-shirt, but you think am I really gonna wear that?
as soon as I opened the packet and I said to you about it, it was like, it's pretty orange. Like, it would just show up too bright and bright here. It's like, no, I'm not wearing that.
Yeah.
I was saying before we went live that for anyone that's listening to this, and God knows who that would be, this is a Vago and Martyn podcast featuring Scott, because you guys are going to get into the weeds, and I'm going to end up being like, I kind of contributed to this part, because there's definitely periods of Maiden that I like, and there's some albums that it's like, because like no one got the Spotify generation where like it's not necessarily knowing album names, it's just like songs and stuff.
Aye.
You know what I mean? Like, like knowing, like, it's like there's some Maiden stuff, and it's like I cherry pick the songs I like. It's very rare that apart from a few albums, it's very rare that I'll go and sit like like an album from start to finish. I just pick the songs I like. While you guys will probably be able to fucking rattle off everything, so I'm going to be sitting there just going, I can't contribute to this part.
Well, funnily enough, after the initial idea of doing this, I went through every single album and ranked them.
See, I should have done that, and I didn't. I've done fuck all for this. I am a terrible participant.
I was just getting to a top 5, and I thought, nah, I've just got to rank them out just because I'm here now. I'm committed to it.
You've absolutely done me there. I mean, I did, from when we initially spoke about it, I did actually go on then on Spotify when I was at work, and I have listened to all the albums again, start to finish. Mm-hmm. But I didn't take any notes or anything like that about them. I thought, this will be kind of like, right, okay, I'll go either way through them. Bit of a slog at points. Got to admit, but this is my idea of heaven. This is like I get to be like a snobby wanker about music. So it's like I've even, like I say, I've made like enough notes just to suck up to Vago in the hope that he invites me back when we do like the fucking Anthrax or the Megadeth one or the Metallica one or something. So I make it look like I've at least made the effort.
Well, funnily enough, I bought that. I subscribed to that Thunderflix thing. It's got the metal. It's got heaps of concerts and fucking documentaries on. And I've gone down a big thrash hole this week. Just watch it. There's about fucking 4 or 5 like thrash documentaries on there. So I've been doing that, and it's like bands that I've like, I recognise the name, but I've never actually listened to them. So stuff that like we had them on at work and on.
Yeah.
I just fell in a fucking big massive. So if this goes well, it might come back as someone else. We might come back and be Mayor. Or even if we just enjoy it, I'll maybe just come back and do Mayor. And if folk listen to it, they listen to it. If they don't, fuck it, we've had a fucking filled a couple of years.
Yeah, I never heard of this Thunderflix. I'm gonna have to have a look at that. That sounds interesting.
Aye, like I said, I sent you the thing. It was like a history of metal and horror documentary. Yeah. It was like the first thing I watched on it. And it was like, it went in there, like, it was nothing groundbreaking about it. Like, it was a lot of stuff you would just expect. Like, it's here's like the history of horror, whatever it was, getting started back, Universal stuff and on. It worked as well. And there's here's metal, and then here's how they're connected, and getting bands like of fucking Zombie and all that. Rob Zombie, that was kind of the crossover shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'll need to check that out.
It was good.
I love a good documentary.
It's only like, I can't use it, £6 a month or something. I am for it. But it's like the amount of stuff I watched on it just this fucking past fortnight. It's like, it's pays for itself.
Yeah, aye, definitely.
And there's always stuff going on. There's like, I watched like Kiss in Vegas, and it's practically just the show we went to see, Martyn, in Glasgow. Just still the same. They changed. I
could have sat on my sofa and they got done for a £50 t-shirt. Is that what you're telling me?
Aye.
Sick.
That was good though. But anyway, let's get into Iron Maiden. Let's make a start. So, so for those who might be living under a rock and have never heard Iron Maiden, well, just a little bit of history. Formed in 1975 in London with Steve Harris. Probably the biggest band to come out the new wave of British heavy metal movement. I mean, you can't really argue there was any bigger coming out of that. Released 17 studio albums, 13 live albums, of numerous EPs and compilations. Of like 130 million, over 130 million sales of records and CDs worldwide. Played over, depending on where you look, some say over 2,000, some say over 2,500. I'm more willing to inclined to believe it's a lot more than 2,500. And do you want to hazard a guess how many countries they played?
Right. Well, let's go right. They'll have played everywhere in Europe.
Pretty much.
Probably, so...
Give or take, there's a few of the Balkan countries that I played. I looked it up.
Right, okay. So, let's say 60.
They far off.
67.
62.
Oh.
Now, bearing in mind, like, Africa itself is fucking, I don't know how many fucking, like, probably 50 odd fucking countries, if not more. And anybody that tours there only ever plays like Johannesburg. So that rules you like 50, like it's 195 or 197 countries in the world. Yeah. So if you rule like 50 of them, plus your fucking Stan countries, your Afghanistan's and
your Stan countries.
They countries and some of the like some of your like I thought I was saying like some of your like communist kind of places like I thought China, but they've actually played China. So it's 62, which is, like you said, it's pretty much Europe and North and South America.
They've done quite well for themselves. They've done okay. They've done all right.
They've made a few bob.
They've been able to keep the lights on. You know what I mean?
So, I've got my own stories and whatever, but how did you guys first get into Iron Maiden or first hear about Iron Maiden?
Well, I was late to Maiden in terms of actually actively going out and getting albums and stuff. God, I mean, maybe 99, 2000 was when I really because one of those bands where it's like I was aware of them because it's Iron Maiden and everyone's heard of them. But it was when Brave New World was released and the Working Man video was getting played a lot on MTV and it kept popping up and I was like, oh, that's good. So that was kind of like there was the point where I now again like you guys like them more than I do. I like Maiden a lot, but there's albums that I didn't really look at. But 99 2000 is when it kicked in for me.
Mine was I think I said when we did it before that obviously I'd been into like other music and stuff like that, and I've told you before the first album I ever bought was actually Bad by Michael Jackson. But the first like thing I got into that was really like my own that was folk had obviously there was a few folk at school who'd been into Maiden and says, oh, you should listen to this. And so the first album, like metal album I bought, even though I'm a Guns N' Roses guy, the first metal album I bought was No Prayer for the Dying, because it was like I'll get the new Iron Maiden album. So it was where my birthday money got like I think it was John Menzies vouchers or something like that for my birthday, and it's like, oh, there's a new Iron Maiden album. Well, I'll buy the new one. It'll be and obviously I knew the single had been out. The Holy Smoke was a single, so it's like, oh, I like that. Okay, so I'll get the album, and I got that, and I basically started from there. And then of course it was like you would go to folk and people would say, oh, I've got this album, I can I'll copy it into a tape for you, or you would go to whatever second-hand record shops and try and pick up one of the older albums. And because at that point they had like 7 albums and like loads of singles and stuff like that, there was loads of stuff to pick up and loads of stuff to get. And then I think after that I got the first 10 years video, so I had obviously the videos of all the singles, Got that, and then I think I was the behind. Like it was just after that. It was a case of right, what can I get from of that is Iron Maiden stuff. We got like the behind the Iron Curtain video as well, which is just ace because it's seen them like it played in like Poland and all these random places that people didn't go to in like in 1984 or whatever it was. And that's really when it started. And it was just like after that, it was just like, right, I need to get everything I can by this band. They're just amazing. And at that point, because we'll come in later because I'm gonna get slag off No Prayer for the Dying too much. So we'll come in later. But at that point, there was very little they'd done that you would go, that's shite.
Yeah.
There's because like the first like what 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, say first 7 albums are all really, really good.
Aye. And
so it's like, you kind of go, okay, there's maybe 1 or 2, and we'll come to that. I've got a couple of pretty atrocious hot takes that'll come later. Some of the stuff that is on those ones. But at that point in 1990, 91, you're like, this is just the best band in the world because they've got 7 albums and it's all brilliant.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Scotty. I was fairly late. Like up until like high school, like I was really into music. So like I started high school in 96. So of course the pals I was kicking about me, there was that like that Britpop kind of Oasis, Blur, that kind of stuff. I was like, this is all right. And then like the new metal thing kind of kicked in. And I remember we were in. It was when it used to I can't remember what it is. It's a card shop or something now, but it used to be Virgin Megastores on Union Street. Again, the downstairs bit. Like, tucked away in the corner was like the metal section.
Aye.
Yeah.
And I was caught with the X Factor. And we were like, check the nick of this. Like, this is look how bad this is. And we never thought, I know it. Then, maybe like, I don't know, probably be the same as you, Scott. We wrote in 99. It was like one of these, like Virgin or One Up, were they like in 5 CDs for 20 quid. And it was, one of them I got was Best of the Beast, kind of the compilation at the time. And I got really into them then. And that track list on that album is still, I could probably still name that track for track off the top of my head.
Yeah.
And I listened to that, like I probably wore that CD out and then got into, I was like, this is good. And then it's like, in case we'll go back and get more albums until you'd got them all. Like Martyn was saying, like the first 7, they're all fucking brilliant. And then No Prayer is a bit ropey, and then it's a bit of a roller coaster after that. It goes up and down.
Yeah, it's like I think if this was a proper snobby podcast, the type that would use word like zeitgeist and stuff like that, would probably say it's like, oh, it was diminishing returns after that or something, So you can imagine somebody that was doing like a fucking Bell and Sebastian podcast or something going, oh well, no, diminish. It was they really captured the zeitgeist back in 1999. No, it was so amazing. Let's just say I'm saying but it would be, you would say probably diminishing returns post 1990.
Yeah, there were some bad years in there.
But we'll get there. One of my hot takes is coming is a 90s hot take, but we'll save it.
I'm very excited to hear this, Martyn. I'm very excited.
I am. I want to get straight into it, but we should probably do the good stuff first. And then
I've kind of got a hot take, but we'll wait till we get there. Isn't it a hot? I think it's a hot take. It's just my personal opinion that might not be overly popular in the grand scheme of things.
It's one of these things where, like, I'm sure that
is it like your King Nothing take
for people? Oh, here we go. Oh, she's started him already. Started him off. Here we go.
What's it?
Is it like your King Nothing take?
What's wrong with King Nothing?
Classic Scotty. I don't mind that.
Is King Nothing regarded as name being good, like, or?
There he goes. Oh, he's away.
I don't remember this being a thing.
I might be misremembering the track, but it was definitely on one of those albums.
Well,
it's one of those things where it's like it would be
more
fun probably to start. It would be more fun to just start and go, oh, with the shite and burying stuff. But no, it's like I want to talk about the good stuff first as well, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not bury it straight off the bat.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we're getting into the good stuff, I mean, well, before we do that, I looked it up about how many times I've seen them live, and it might be 9. Well, it's definitely 9. It might be 10 because I'm not sure if I saw them twice in the Book of Souls tour.
You did, because you told me you did.
No, I definitely saw them twice in Final Frontier.
All right, okay. Right,
But Book of Souls, I'm not sure on.
Right.
Did you go to see him in the ACC and then Glasgow in the Book of Souls though?
I can't mind. That's what I'm saying. I kind of played Glasgow and Aberdeen, but I can't mind if I went twice. I went to look I've got like a folder full of tickets. I definitely did Final Frontier twice because I bought tickets. I was like, fuck, I bought a Glasgow ticket. I had to go back and get there. I was going to sell it. And I thought, fuck, I might as well just go. And I just went 2 nights. In fact, I actually meant to check with photos. That would have been easier while I did it on my phone. But yeah, so definitely 9. Like, including the last one we went to in Glasgow.
I'll try. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm sitting at 6. I think it's 6 or 7. I think.
See, I really let myself down, and I've only seen him 4 times.
That is surprising.
The first,
we spoke about a reason, one reason why there's one less time. Which, if you're wanting the Dance of Death program, Martyn, I've got a spare if you're wanting.
Well, again, it's like
because I've got 2 and I don't know how long I've got 2, but I've got 2. So either
I'll easily talk one. I'll easily talk one. I mean, I'll easily talk one off you. I wasn't there, but I'll take one off you.
Get it to you. That's all right. I'll take it in next. I'll take it next show if ever.
I've seen him 4 times. Obviously, just like a few months ago with you guys in Glasgow. Then other 3 times are all at the SECC in Aberdeen, Legacy, the Beast, Book of Souls, and the first time was the Final Frontier. And I think I did say it when we did one of the podcasts before. It was just because of, like, I didn't want to start slagging off Dance of Death just yet, but it was the reason is things like Dance of Death, albums that I didn't like, are just like, I don't want to go see them. I don't see. I've got memories of them being when I liked the albums and they were all really, really good stuff, and I didn't want to go see them, particularly when they were playing like the whole of A Matter of Life and Death. It's just like I don't want to go see that. And it just stupidly, it put me off going to see them because I should have just gone. Because just this idea of like, oh no, it's like I'm not God. They play 10 songs after the new album. It'll be rubbish. Like an idiot, I didn't go. I'd like an idiot, and so yeah. Despite the fact that the first album I bought of theirs was in 1990, I didn't go and see them until 2011.
Fucking hell.
That is a big surprise.
Which is just absolutely brainless, really. It's just completely brainless.
Like, first time I saw them was the Dance of Death tour 2003.
Yeah.
And they were being supported by Funeral for a Friend, and they got booed off the stage.
They did, aye.
And it's like, oh well, right, Maiden.
Yeah. Oh no, that was the first time I saw them. It was 2000. I Dance of Death tour, and then saw the Matter of Life and Death. I saw them with Martyn, and they played Download the following year, and it was the same thing. They played pretty much the entire Matter of Life and Death again. I was like, I've already seen this. Come on. And then did Sonosphere. Saw them twice in Final Frontier. Book of Souls maybe twice. Legacy of the Beast, and then this one this year.
I'm gonna safely assume that it was twice. Let's go with 10. It's 10, yeah, Vigo. Let's 10. Call it an even 10. It's 10.
It's not a competition, so I'll give you the extra one. It's like you can. We're gonna get a fight over it. It's like you were probably there, so I could D.
Yeah, like it wouldn't have surprised me. It's one of these. It's got annoyed. Like it's annoyed my week, and I meant to go up in the loft, but I can't exactly for the fucking folder is. It's buried under a mountain of fucking shite. I said, can I really be arse fucking digging this out? And then finding out I didn't actually go. It would just annoy me. But yeah, it's like
I think we can all agree. I mean, it depends on the material, but they are an amazing live band.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt they're amazing live.
Regardless of it to play, you're gonna get some enjoyment out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Even if it's just for the show.
Yeah.
Like you just look forward to them. Oh yeah, fun's a Big Eddie coming out. Come on.
Oh, of course, absolutely, definitely.
I like it, or the like. Again, you like the internet just now. Like everybody's on the fucking god. They go check a set list, or they can check what the fucking stage setup looks like.
Yeah.
But like I said, like the first time, 2003, I first went to see them. Like I was going in there fucking just blind. Like I didn't care what they were playing. I didn't care what the stage looked like. And that's the best way of doing it, I think.
Yeah, like Maiden are one of those ones. Aye, I mean, I'm guilty of looking as well, because you'll find that when they're touring, they do the same set every night. It's it's the show's the show. But with Maiden, I think it's like Maiden are one of those bands, like, dare I say, like a Kiss, or like even like a Rammstein or somebody, where the show is really good as well. So they go like above a wee bit above and beyond. So you get, like, as you say, you've got the giant Eddie. On the last tour, when Eddie comes on, Bruce was obviously shooting the laser gun, whatever, big pyrolicators. Obviously, all the backgrounds as well. There's the flamethrowers and stuff like that. When the tour before, when they did, was it the tour before? Was it when they had when he did Flight of Icarus, he had the flamethrowers on his jacket?
Yeah.
Kind of things like that, where it's like, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter because it's a music you're there for.
Aye.
But if you're going to go see a band who does a show and just kind of stands there and is all like, no slagging them off, but let's say like a Pearl Jam, who will come out, minimal background, and will just be like, here's the music. Or Maiden for come out and do the here's the music thing, but also here's this brilliant show as well with backgrounds and flamethrowers and pyro and there's just little cool extra bits as well. And it's like, the price tickets probably aren't that much different, but I feel like with Maiden and those types of bands, you get a little bit of more.
Aye.
I think it's also because Maiden's music is quite theatrical anyway. No, what they've written about, there's a lot of fantasy and mythology and stuff. So like they can have that stage show because it fits the tone of what they're doing. Yeah. It's like no example, like Pearl Jam come out and play the music and then fuck off again. But Maiden are, and again, we might get into it later on when it started to get a bit wanky and it got a bit too proggy for my liking.
Book of Souls. We're looking at you, Book of Souls.
And it's just like fucking hell, boys. It's like, was it one of the times they played Aberdeen? Last time they did Aberdeen, it's one of the tracks off in the album and it goes like 15 minutes.
Is that the red and the black?
Aye.
Is that the one? Aye, the Book of Souls tour. It's a red and the black. Yeah.
Just like, oh my! It was just like an endurance test. I'm just saying.
Although you say that, I'm still waiting for Empire of the Clouds, like the full 20-minute version. Just
I've got a note written down about that. Don't worry. My hot take about Book of Souls is not a negative thing, but it's about Empire of the Clouds.
It just became a bit. It's like that's too much for me, and I'm not a big proggy guy anyway. And I'm just begging for him. Go and just play Can I Play with Madness. I'm begging you. Go and just play a single that's under 4 minutes.
Just go rattle off a couple of 3-minute numbers. Go on.
Honestly, no, just play. No, guys, just play Holy Smoke. It's fine. Hot take. I think Holy Smoke's a great song, but there you go. Right, here we go.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I think Holy Smoke's brilliant.
Yeah. You get
No
shit on.
complaints
Like,
here.
That and Bringing Me Daughter is two good tracks off the album.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nick
maybe
complains here. I bought the album off the strength of liking Holy Smoke, so it's being Maiden. So
it worked. Hey, one sale, Holy Smoke reeled in one person, so it worked.
Technically, it's all Holy Smoke's fault.
We're back.
We're back. It's like we never left. It was absolutely seamless. Professional as always from Mr. Vago.
Yep.
Oh, man.
I mean, there might have been an Iron Maiden themed fucking, I don't know what you call the middle bits. That's how professional this is. The music bit, the interludes, but I don't want to be paying Maiden kind of prices for that. So,
God, no.
Just for it to be pulled off of YouTube.
Maybe use some Paul Diano era stuff. It may be cheaper, would it? Who knows?
But funny enough, I get to see him on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah, you are.
Sunday. Weekend Sunday. So that'll be fun.
We saw him in Aberdeen, didn't we, Martyn? Were you at that one? Yeah.
I've seen him in Aberdeen.
It was what it was.
Yeah.
So that'll be another one to
take off. The band was good, but
and I can get Blaze is touring next year.
Yeah.
Like he's announced like Belfast and someone else, like 2 or 3 dates, but he says there's more dates coming. So it's just Blaze fucking.
I would go and see Blaze.
Round up Malice and we'll go.
If he does Aberdeen to Edinburgh, or Glasgow, or something like that, or Dundee or whatever, I'm gonna go because it's like, it'll be good.
Like I wasn't the first before, but after that last year, it's whetted my appetite again. Like it's part of the reason I'm going to see British Lion in January, just because stuff's alright. It's not amazing, but it's Steve Harris.
It's fine.
Yeah. In the lemon tree. It's like how funny you ever get that close to him again.
Yeah, aye.
And we got to meet him last time, so it was worth it.
It was brilliant. Steve Harris was right there. I shook Steve Harris's hand. It was like, oh my god, you're a millionaire.
A full thumbs up. His generic thumbs up.
It's one of those things. You're absolutely loaded and dressed like a tramp. I can't believe it, mate. It's like, okay.
You know the amazing thing about Steve Harris. When he's on stage, you think he's like 10 foot tall. Because he's such a presence.
Aye.
And as a bassist, he's such a force. And then we, after the first time British Lions played Aberdeen, and we met Steve Harris afterwards.
And it's like,
and I'm just like, oh my god, he's such a tiny little man. I look at Steve Harris, but on stage he's just got so much fucking presence about him that you think he's tall. He's like 5 foot nothing. It's like, oh my god, you're tiny, but you're Steve Harris, so it's fine. You're Steve fucking Harris.
Yeah. No, the only one I ever met I met Yannick after Final Frontier tour, and I bet he was in Drummond's.
Oh, places. Okay.
just for a drink.
Pop.
It's like, oh. Walked in, I was like, is that Yannick there? I can't be. Like, why would he be in Drummond's? Oh no, it is.
He got lost. He just wandered in by accident.
Sitting with his pint of Guinness up at where he was drinking.
Yes. Okay, so where were we? We were talking about.
Well, we're going to start you said we're going to start with the good stuff. So
yeah, so let's start with
where do you want to start? You're the host. It's your podcast.
Well, I don't know.
He's the boss. He's the gaffer. He's the boss man. So
I mean, we'll follow you because we're just being nice because we want to get invited back. So
I mean, you'll get invited back because nobody else will do this one.
Okay, it's fine. Okay.
There's no Thunder right now, and there's no Caleb. So
yeah, Caleb's. I believe is he wrestling tonight?
He's got Discovery Wrestling tonight.
That and he's only got one Iron Maiden story. It's not really Iron Maiden.
But I love it. I think it's great. His maiden story is fantastic. He got hammered. He couldn't have sex. He dislocated his jaw for being sick.
Yeah. Nothing to do with Iron Maiden, but yeah.
None of my Iron Maiden stories are that good.
Nah.
It's
like we put in the group chat that we should all come up with an Iron Maiden story that's not really related to going and see Iron Maiden. And I couldn't think of anyway, not even half as good as Caleb's story.
No. I have an Iron Maiden story that doesn't involve Iron Maiden, and it's not a good story. It's shit. So that's all I've got.
I mean, Football Diaz will wait. I mean, I think we maybe did mention it before, but we'll wait till we get to the Blaze albums and we'll tell Malice's Iron Maiden story. It's not about seeing Iron Maiden, but it's just funny. So,
well, this story has been told on this podcast before, but I want to tell it again.
It's fine. Okay, when we get to the Blaze stuff, we'll talk about that.
Right. Okay.
A difficult time for Iron Maiden in some respects. a trying period.
Trying period. Yeah, that's what the Wanky podcast would say.
To get to that album where Steve Harris's life was falling to pieces, so his album reflected that.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, we got the Dark Iron Maiden album. That's fine.
And pretty much everybody would have argued with him and fucked off at that point. So it was like you just did be like.
Yeah, but we will get to that.
We will.
That's 1998. We're not even close to 1998 yet. So.
No. I mean,
so the good stuff, Vago. What is the good stuff? The good stuff.
Well, see, this is a personal preference because I was looking at I've got both of you know what my worst and we'll get into it, but you know what my worst Iron Maiden track is. So I looked up just to see if other folk had the same opinion on the internet, and a lot of people have got a different opinion, and it riled me up.
Right, okay.
So what I think might be the best, in fact, I know what I think the best album is. Probably a lot of folk wouldn't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you my 5 top Iron Maiden albums, starting with number 5, working my way up.
Okay.
So number 5, I've got Number of the Beast. And I know what you're thinking. Vago, you said you were starting at 5, working your way to 1. Now, I am. Mm-hmm. One word, Invaders. There you go.
I had on that album earlier on this week. Obviously opens with Invaders. And in fact, I fucking love Invaders. I think it's a great track.
Oh, it's just Invaders. Shut up.
I'll be honest. Like I said to you that I wrote. I said to you that I didn't note albums, but I did write like each album, most of the albums, best song, worst song, and the worst song I had down for Number of the Beast is Invaders. It's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's like you took Gangland off and left Invaders on.
Yeah, when they were like thinking, we're getting a remaster at It's like, the fans really want to hear Total Eclipse. Okay, yeah, we do. Took Invaders off, really? It's like I would argue. Here you go. I came in now. Apologies for interrupting you when you do this, but I would argue that of all the Iron Maiden albums, every single one, the worst opening track on any of the albums is Invaders.
Yeah, I'd agree. With even looking.
Yeah, it is. It just has to be.
I would say I can agree with you from the point of view as the lone person on this podcast that actually likes Invaders, and I don't care. I'll die in the hill. I like Invaders. I don't give a fuck what you think. I can't say it's the worst opening song. I can say it's the least good opening song. The inner distinction.
Funnily enough,
the inner distinction.
When I was putting, when I said I listened to other albums, and it was like I saw a quote for someone, and it was like ranking Iron Maiden albums is like ranking blowjobs. Like there's great blowjobs and there's not so good blowjobs. At the end of the day, there's still a blowjob. And Iron Maiden albums, they're the same. Like they might not be as good, but it's still an Iron Maiden album.
Yeah. There'll be some satisfying and less satisfying, but it's still a blowjob. So what the fuck.
So number 5, Number of the Beast.
That's the perfect analogy to explain Iron Maiden. Because even with an album that isn't particularly good, there's going to be something on there that's going to be fine. There's going to be some value to it in some way.
Like I said, I ranked other albums from top to bottom, And the what I mean, it's not inherently bad. It's just not as good as the rest of them.
Just not as good, yeah. I totally agree with that way of thinking, yeah. So number 5 is Number of the Beast.
Number of the Beast. Number 4,
I don't think. Okay, on you go. Sorry.
Number 4, Peace of Mind.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Can't argue with that.
Peace of Mind's good.
Number 3, Power Slave.
Okay.
It's only really let down by the instrumental track.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
that's the thing. I think instrumental tracks can be a fucking waste of time sometimes.
Yeah. It's the same with Metallica when they did them. Didn't enjoy them.
I like Orion. Orion's good.
Like, I would have liked it a lot better if there was some singing in it.
I don't know. I would agree. No, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. I know. Generally, instrumentals can be. I'm skipping that. Yeah.
Right. So
okay. So that's number 3.
Number 3. Number 2, Seventh Son, which is an album I never really rated when I first got into Maiden, and it's grown on me as I've gotten older for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's just good.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 is the one that probably a lot of folk will agree with. It's Fear of the Dark.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Martyn thought I was going for somewhere in time there, but I was the
what?
Fear of the Dark.
Like, Maiden's got so much albums that people's lists can be so dramatically different to someone else's. You know?
And this is what triggered me, because a lot of the folks like.
I can't believe what I'm hearing here.
When I was looking for worst tracks, like a lot of the worst tracks come off. I was like, fuck off. The first 4 tracks off the album are fucking bangers. Like, it's got, admittedly, it's got the second best track called Childhood's End.
Oh, he's trying to win me back over now, Scotty. See, he's fucked it, and he's like, "No, I'll get you back. Like, get you back by appealing to you."
Like, in my opinion, The Apparition is the only ropey track on the album.
Oh, come away!
Like Weekend Warrior gets a lot of fucking flack. I think it, like, to quote Scotty, it's not that bad. I like it.
Right. Okay. Right. Well, Saturday is. I'll go through. I'll tell you what I wrote down from the little bit that I did for Fear of the Dark, because I was still bothered by then about doing it right.
This call might end in the next 2 minutes.
Aye, right. So the best song on it is Fear of the Dark. The worst song I've put, and I've generally written, apart from Fear of the Dark and Afraid to Shoot Strangers, the rest of them are pretty much all terrible.
Oh,
Wasted Love is I would say is underrated because it could be good. And my hot take is on that one, it's the worst Iron Maiden album pre-Virtual 11. It is. In my opinion, it is the worst Iron Maiden album pre-Virtual 11. So that includes the X Factor as well.
You know, there's albums of Maiden that I don't go back to often. And Maiden's a band that I need, like Maiden for me are like Megadeth. I need to be in the mood for them, but you know when I'm in the mood for them, that's me. Yeah. But then I'll go through periods where I'll look at it for a wee bit. But Fear the Dark is not an album that I go to. So
it's brilliant.
But just the fact that Vego's picked it as one, I think that's fucking amazing. I love that.
And
I love that.
And when I wrote this list, I knew it was going to rile folk up.
Genuinely,
I don't mind.
Genuinely,
I don't mind, but Martyn is furious.
Furious. when I said earlier, like, no, when I was talking about when I went through Spotify and listened to all the albums in order, I'm going to be honest. When I said it started to get ropey and I started to struggle, I was specifically referring to Fear of the Dark.
Right. Okay.
Because going through Fear of the Dark, and like, was it Be Quicker Be Dead first? Okay, From Here to Eternity is like the most stock Iron Maiden single you're ever going to get. Like, it's like 3.5 minutes. Then it's Afraid to Shoot Strangers, and after that, it's just shite.
I'll be honest. From Here to Eternity, I quite like that one.
It's basically it's Steve Harris on autopilot, just writing just tossing off a quick 3-minute song.
It's like Change of Misery. That was another day to come up with like the worst main tracks. Oh fuck it, Change of Misery, brilliant. I love it.
Is Chains of Misery the one that? Is Chains of Misery one of the ones that Dave Murray's got a co-write on as well? It's like I love Dave Murray, right? I love Dave Murray, but he has got a co-write on a lot of fucking shite.
That is one of the things I did. That was some of the research was typing up the tracks and who wrote them.
It's like I love Dave Murray, and I don't know when to slag the man off, but he has been responsible for co-writing a lot of fucking shite songs.
I mean, I
can't
argue.
Can I have a shot, please? Can I have a shot, please? Okay, Dave, in you come. Just shut him up. It's fine.
Just let him write your solo, and that's it. That's it. Just be done with it.
Are you hearing this thunder?
I can indeed.
Vago's trying to convince us that the best Iron Maiden album is Fear of the Dark. Well,
he's entitled to his opinion.
It says I mean, I'll be honest. I think we need to stage a revolt and take a podcast off his hands. Absolutely disgusted here.
I didn't expect that to be number one. That is even I'm selling that a bit. A bit.
I mean, I thought about it. I thought, well, I take it. I'll knock it down a couple of places just to make it look a bit blue. Fuck it, I like it.
Oh. The thing is, it's your opinion. It's like that's the whole thing. It's like there's no point just going, oh, because no, the lazy thing would be like number one is Number the Beast, then it's Peace of Mind, then it's Power Slave. It's like no.
It's
like
I do agree with you on Number the Beast, and that's kind of it's not a hot take, but it's like I don't think Number of the Beast is all that. You know, it's got
followed it up with two albums.
It's got that reputation.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that reputation. Nay, for me, there's stuff in it that I like a lot, but as a whole album, it's like I don't think it's all that.
It carries the reputation because it was a jumping off point, because it was the first with Bruce and etc. 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 But you follow it up with Peace of Mind and Power Slave. I'm afraid they piss all over Number of the Beast.
Yeah. So Number of the Beast isn't one of my favorite main albums.
So Blue.
And people get up in arms over that. Oh my God! It's like, well, no, because it isn't. In my opinion, it isn't all that retrospectively. But the stuff in it, like my favorite Maiden song, is "Children of the Damned," which is on Number of the Beast. But as a whole album, I don't think it's all that.
Nah.
But there's stuff in it that I like a lot. But it's got this, like, just like Thunder said, it's got the reputation for other reasons. Obviously, it is a good album. I just don't think it's as good as people say.
It's as good as Fear of the Dark.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
certainly not a bad album. But Fear of the Dark's number one. That is a beautiful.
That's the first hot take of the podcast.
Wow, I don't think I've got any hot takes that are just like as controversial as that one. Like, to be honest, like you've done me there.
My only Fear of the Dark point I'll make is that it kicks off with Be Quick or Be Dead, which would probably make my top 5.
That is a good tune.
I love that song.
That is a good tune. I know there's stuff on Fear of the Dark that is good. It's just not their best album.
It is.
No. But it is. But it is. Like, okay, what's me thought?
Like I said, the apparition is a bit ropey. I'll admit the apparition's fucking ropey. And Childhood's End is not as good as Kiss's version of Childhood's End. Could be a different song, mate. You get what I mean? It's not as good. But the rest of the album, I love the rest of that fucking album. It's great.
Okay.
Was that your? I might have missed when you talked about this. Apologies for my tardiness. Is the love for Fear of the Dark because it was your first, or
no?
What?
No, it's just because it's great. I mean,
because it's up there.
I mean, Fear of the Dark was probably the first Iron Maiden track I learned to play guitar from start to finish. Like, minus the solo, because I was never good enough for solos. And
there's nothing wrong with playing rhythm.
At the time, it was probably well above the level I should have been fucking playing at. But I put in some solid years, fucking try to learn that.
Yeah.
Like, it was one of these. It was on fucking getting like Sakrang or whatever it was. Like the live version, Monsters of Rock or whatever it was. Whichever live version was, fucking that happened to be on fucking on replay, like fucking early 2000s, well, fucking late 90s, early 2000s, and it was the first track I learned to play start to finish. So it's got a soft spot on me for there. Like Fear of the Dark is probably top 3 Iron Maiden tracks for me. But yeah, like I said, I went through every album, and it's still the one that stuck with me. Like
I'm gonna have to go back and revisit that album now just for you. I'm gonna go back and just like sit with it again because it's been a long time for me.
And like I said, there was a lot of these.
I'm gonna do that again.
Like a spurned lover.
Yeah. So that was my. I mean, Thunder, you missed it, but my top 5 Maiden albums, starting from number 5 is Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave, Seventh Son, and then Fear of the Dark.
All right. Okay.
You were doing so well, and a decent run as well.
And I kid it was gonna get you, man, because I kid you were expecting somewhere in time.
I was expecting somewhere in time. You've absolutely just you've totally went like left. Like you've even gone left. You've like you turned.
I'll be honest. So many times, even 6 Iron Maiden 6.
Interesting. Interesting.
That's what we're here for. It's all about opinions.
Seventh Son, yeah.
Yeah, like I said, like I was an album I never really got into when I was younger, and it's grown on me more and more as I've gotten older.
Yeah,
it's got good singles on it, but I think it is an album you have to listen to as an album.
Yeah.
No, it's like a concept album, so you kind of need to sit with it.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of.
Is it Moonchild? The start where it sounds like the start of like Siegfried and Roy Show or something. Because it's got that the synth fucking diddly. It does. It sounds like it's got me like used to see that like, big loose fucking David Copperfield, and I say it the night. Oh, he's Max Train disappear. It's that kind of music.
I'm gonna make the Statue of Liberty disappear right before your eyes.
Yeah, like the synth kicks in. It's a bit mysterious. Yeah, that's Moonchild.
That's Moonchild. It's a magic show.
But I mean, after that, the album picks up. It's fine. It's fine after that.
And thus, the book on Moonchild has been closed.
It's music for a magic show.
I mean, like as we're speaking with this, whoever's listening, go and listen to these. I can't play them on here, obviously, because we'll get fucking pulled off for copyright. Yeah, well,
indeed.
Small with all hiss, but yeah. So if anyone wants to try following up that top 5, you're more than welcome.
Again, I haven't made any preparation, but I'm pretty sure the last time.
I'm pretty sure Fear of the Dark wouldn't be the top.
No, it won't be. But like, I know, like, me and Martyn definitely spoke about this after the last time we saw Maiden, and I don't know, Vago, if you were part of the conversation in the pub afterwards. I was saying like my 2 favorite Maiden albums are Brave New World and Dance of Death. You know, like that's like my 2 favorite Maiden albums. And then Martyn was like, "Oh no, 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 oh no, 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 oh no, 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 no." I was like, I because it also when I properly got into Maiden was when the Wicker Man single video was getting played.
Yeah.
So Brave New World was the first album that I actually, like, sat with as it was actually being released, and I was like, oh, this is fucking really good.
Yeah.
In fact, just to interrupt you,
that album is special to me. I think Brave New World is just such a good album.
I can back you up on that one because based on when Maiden became a thing in my brain.
Yeah.
Like the first album, it was Best of the Beast or whatever it was. Yeah. And then so Blaze was still in the band, and then when Bruce comes back and there's an album comes out, then it was, oh, this is what it's supposed to sound like. Now I get what the deal is.
Yeah.
So Brave New World is up there for me as well. It is a brilliant album. That whole period of time with Brave New World and Rock and Rio, and it was just like, yeah, this is some good shit going on here.
Because they followed Brave New World with like a really, really good live album.
Yeah.
Like I miss.
It was a 1-2 punch.
I'm not slagging up Brave New World at all, but I think when you follow up with like a really good live album as well, people go, oh wait, these songs are actually brilliant as well, because they did. I don't know, probably 5, 6 of the songs from that album on that tour as well.
Yeah.
And so you've got like a DVD comes out, and obviously the CD comes out as well, the album comes out as well, and it's like, this is really good. And by the way, on top of this, songs from this album, comeback, I suppose you would call it, album. Also, we've got Iron Maiden, we've got Run to the Hills, we've got Hallowed Be Thy Name, we've got all this kind of stuff as well. It's like, oh, they're back. Okay, they're back. Right, got you.
Yeah, it definitely needed that follow up. I think you're spot on. Yeah, I think Brave New World for me, Swifty, was what was current when I met all you boys.
Oh yeah.
And you guys were playing that a lot. So
yeah,
that was in it like, Maiden wise for me, I think.
It's only, I mean, really, there's like only one track in that album that I'm not a big fan of, Nomad. Apart from that, I love it.
Nomad's
the whole album is great. So Nomad's fine, but it's weaker than Red. Like the whole album just fucking goes.
Yeah. Tracks like Dream and and Silent Planet, they're great.
Oh yeah. I really like the Peace of Mind's great as well. But I haven't made any notes. But there's definitely periods of Maiden where it's just like I just cherry pick songs, I'm not listening to the whole. I just cherry pick songs, like Icarus and Kind of Play with Madness, and I'll just pick stuff as like I'm in the mood for this, I'm in the mood for that, and because we've got so much stuff, I can just cherry pick from it. And because I got into it a bit later, it's the later stuff that's resonated with me more than the earlier stuff. But now some of the later stuff I'm not a big fan of because it got a little bit too progressive for me. I was just saying before you came on, Thunder, when it got a bit proggier, I was out a wee bit. It's not really for me. It just got a bit too proggy.
I get what you're saying, and I've had this conversation with some of the guys before. When albums come out, that doesn't bother me as much. Like first few listens, I'll be like, all right, that's what they're doing. Steve's obviously letting the influences come through. That's fine. But then like you've got Dance of Death, you've got Matter of Life and Death, and then after that, I probably haven't paid much attention.
Yeah,
so
me too.
Maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's I've not gone back to them.
I mean, Final Frontier was next, so you're probably best.
Yeah, well, that didn't hit with me at all. And then it's typical Maiden. It's every 6 months there's a live album, so it's you've got something to tide you over. And the last couple of albums are just like, I kind of like them on first listen, but have I revisited them? Probably not.
No, it doesn't have that kind of. It doesn't have that value for me. I mean, I didn't mind the Matter of Life and Death. I thought it was decent, and then after that, I got a bit sideways with it. Which is why there's periods where I'm not so into it, and that's why I like Maiden, but they're not like my tippy top kind of favorite kind of band deal. But I do like them.
Yeah, well, I was saying that like the spirit with the Matter of Life and Death. Like I was the same. I could have taken it or leaving it. But after going back and listening to it, I said, actually, this is really fucking good.
Yeah, there's good stuff in that album. There is.
That's one I go back to quite often. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they were starting to get like I think like no, that was like Harris's influence was starting to kick in there, but it hadn't completely overtaken it yet. Yeah. And I was still with it. It was after that I got a bit like, okay.
Thing with the Matter of Life and Death is, like we mentioned earlier, it was a really bold move. And it's not necessarily one I agree with, is to come out and go, this is the album, we're playing it live.
Aye.
Then and it's like 70 minutes or whatever it is. We're going to go off, and the encore is going to be us coming back and doing 6 or 7 songs. That's a pretty ballsy thing to do. I mean, it's ballsy to do in front of your own audience, to then do it at festivals as well, because they did it at Download.
Aye.
Which I thought
they didn't do the full thing, but they
did they not?
No, they didn't play it from like start to finish. They played like, in fact, I did play the fucking
similar idea though. Here's the new stuff. You're getting the old stuff in a bit.
Yeah.
I did hate them. Oh no, here it is. What is it? Well then, What they played in England? So they played 1, 2, 3, like half the album.
Okay.
Like half, 3/4 of the album, and it was that interspersed with like other stuff. Like it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't the full.
The album's still 50 minutes, so you're all right.
Yeah. Like they played the first 3 were the same, and then they threw in Rothschild and Trooper, Children of the Damned, and then there was a couple more the same. Then like Number of the Beast, Fear of the Dark, and then that was it. It was like just hits.
I think it's a bold. It's like a bold thing to do, though. It's to come out and, like, to do that with your own audience anyway. To play a lot of the album to like a festival crowd as well is like a bit. But again, it's like where Iron Maiden would do what we want. And I get that. But it's I don't mind the like there's good stuff on there. I would say that I think These Colours Don't Run is on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's one
of the better ones.
If I'm being honest, since Bruce came back, I would say that's probably my favorite one of if not my favorite Maiden song.
That's a really good track.
It's a great track, yeah.
It's a really good track, and I would say Matter, Life and Death came out in 2006. So I would say since 2000, when Bruce came back, I would say probably that if I was to try and rank songs from 2000 onwards, that would be probably in the top 2 or 3, definitely, because it's a really, really good track. Yeah,
it would be up there, aye.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Yeah,
and it doesn't really gallop either. It's just it's just good.
Yeah, no galloping, no big gallop.
And why can't Steve likes a gallop?
Yeah,
that's not a euphemism. No suing us, please.
I also found. Do you remember this, guys? The Maiden.
Yeah,
I do. I've got that somewhere.
I've got it through the house as well.
I am missing CDs.
Oh
no!
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Come on now.
All I've got is Hammersmith and Archives.
So some of your best of the B-sides has gone missing.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, but
that's cruelty.
I've still got the gimmick and I've got the scroll.
But
I don't have like raging.
That's rough.
Yeah, anyway.
It's like I bought 2 copies. What was the one they released off of Dance of Death?
Was it No More Lies?
No More Lies. The free wristband in it.
Yeah.
I bought like 4 copies of that just for the wristband. The sweatband.
You're a proper punter. They saw you come in, didn't they? You're a proper punter.
I mean, I was like, before I could afford to go to gigs and buy like 5 t-shirts, I was like, I can only afford a couple of singles to get a couple of sweatbands.
Oh. They know what they're doing. What they're doing.
Like, it's got to the point that they're almost on the same level as Kiss with the merchandising thing.
Honestly, I would wait to say they're approaching Kiss levels of merchandise now, are they?
Fit can we stick the knee on? Fit can we stick Eddie on?
It's like, let's get the pin badge, a tenner that's ye big.
Although, saying that, still fucking buy it.
Yeah, yeah. As I just got his fan club flag behind him.
The fan club flag, drinking my Trooper beer out my Trooper glass.
Yeah, just a fucking...
What a mark.
What a mark.
It'd say that. It was one of those things where, like, I joined the fan club, whatever it was, 3, 4, 5 years ago, just to be like, I want to get the tickets, want to get pre-sale for the tickets.
Aye.
And then it's just like, I'm just going to keep it up. It's like, and now it's like, I'm in a fan club, so there's exclusive fan club only merch, like your flag, like the t-shirt I've got, the t-shirts that I've bought.
Patches for my jacket.
Patches, pin badges, all this kind of stuff. It's like, it's bad enough that they're like, I'm buying normal stuff. But it's like, there's also exclusive stuff as well. We'll get you, it's an extra 20, 25, 30. It's like, fuck's sake.
See they had the Iron Maiden Monopoly on the fan site?
I did see that.
And it sold out in about a day.
I didn't even. I saw it was on there, and it's like, I'll be honest. I clicked on the link and looked at. I didn't even look at the price because if I saw how much it was, I would have probably then thought about it. So I just looked at it and went, and I closed it. I went, no, because I didn't like Monopoly really anyway.
Nah.
So it wouldn't get played. It would sit there.
It would have just been ahead.
It'd be something stupid. It'd be like, oh, it's nice hearing it in the corner. But you get a deal with it. Not a fucking thing.
It was like, oh,
just gets there.
Instead of houses and hotels, it was stages or something. I was like, but there were still houses and hotels. They just named them different. It was like, at it.
Hey, you got to have Monopoly. Everyone's got a Monopoly now.
Aye. But yeah.
So Thunder, what's your? We're speaking about the good Iron Maiden stuff. What's your?
Well, now you see,
favorite album or a general overview.
Well, like I was saying earlier, when I got into them, it was that late 90s, turn of the millennium period. So Brave New Worlds, it never goes away for me. But then when I first got into them, like I was saying, Blaze was still there, and I didn't live through the glory days, so I didn't know to expect anything, whatever. And people can say what they like about the Blaze Maiden stuff. I like it because it's what I was intro to. And I get that when you compare it to everything else, it's probably bottom of the barrel, but I don't compare it to the other stuff. It's because it's just like, no, Maiden with Bruce is a separate thing. Maiden with Blaze is a separate thing. Maiden with Paul is a separate thing. And like the Diano stuff, I don't really get into. But like the Blaze stuff is, I've got a soft spot for it, and it still sticks there. Album wise, I don't have a top 5 or anything in my hand, but Brave New World's on there, Peace of Mind's on there, Power Slave's on there, probably Seventh Son, and probably Matter of Life and Death. If I had to get to 5 in no order.
So no Fear of the Dark.
Close 5.5.
Oh, we've lost Thunder there.
You've been trying for years.
Sorry, you're out. You're gone. That's a shame.
I heard, like you're saying about like Dance of Death and stuff. I'm just looking at it now, and I'm looking for what you're going. Yeah, I like a lot of that, but it's not one I go back to.
I go back to Dance of Death a lot. I
need to give it some time. Really I'm looking at the listing, and it's just like, ooh, I like that. I like that.
In fact, is that neither one with the like acoustic track? It's just acoustic guitar. Is it Journeyman?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the Normal Lies, Face in the Sand is fucking brilliant, and it's just a good album. I really like that album a lot.
I do remember the excitement, maybe just within us as a group back then, when they were getting ready to debut the singles and the new video and stuff, and that was like a big deal.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I was definitely into it at the time. Like I say, maybe it's one I need to go back to. That would have been that tour, that 03, 04, whenever it would have actually been. That would have been the first time I saw them live.
Yeah. Aye. We all consent, Vago. You're fine. Don't worry.
Always with the consent with these people.
We trust you to take care of it. We're in a safe place.
We've got a safe word. No,
you say that, but yeah, I fucking jumped on when I said Fear of the Dark was the top off on the album.
Well,
I mean, that's
That's because let's be honest, you're fucking at it.
I am gonna listen to that album again. It's been a long time.
You should. It's good.
I will report back.
That will be the sequel, the Fear of the Dark recap podcast.
It's like, no, Keith and Martyn, it is their best album. It is their best album.
I started with it. Oh, you and I.
I really enjoyed it.
Right.
Right. Well, look. As we know, the truth is, the answer is somewhere in time. All right.
Okay.
So this surprises
strongly.
So this round of the quiz, you've all got nay points. because the correct answer was Somewhere in Time. That's what I've got written down on the card here. That Somewhere in Time is number 1. Okay. I got a point for that one. See, there we go. Well done. I'm leading the quiz again.
I'm looking at Somewhere in Time. I think I like 4 out of the 8 tracks immediately jump out as being, oh yeah, and then the rest is just like meh.
Yeah, Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner.
That goes in column meh.
Yeah.
But like Caught Somewhere in Time, Wasted Years, Heaven Can Wait, Stranger in a Strange Land, like them.
Yeah, all the ones that played in the tour.
Well, as we said when we're talking about, obviously we went to see them at the tour. It's a case of as soon as they announced the tour, and it was like, all right, okay, we're doing Five Fists and Jutsu, right? Okay, then, and Five Fists Somewhere in Time. There was absolutely no way I was not going to be in that building that night.
That's fair.
Genuinely, because it was like, well, this is my favorite Iron Maiden album. Obviously Thunder, you weren't there, but you didn't see the state I was in because the Wi-Fi was really shit outside the Hydro, and I couldn't get the tickets to work on. I couldn't get the tickets to download on my phone.
At that point, I was the only one getting to see Iron Maiden that night.
Aye, and I'm genuinely like I'm not exaggerating. I've no word of a lie here. I was sitting on my phone trying to get the tickets to download, and I was maybe I think about 15 or 20 seconds away from a proper foot stamping my feet. Because I was just like...
Funny enough, I was 15 or 20 seconds though to just leaving you outside.
I know. It was like a case of like... Because it was one of those in my mind, I'm like, fucking Glasgow. How the fuck can they have such all this money spent in this venue? No Wi-Fi. How does the internet no work? And I was ready to go. And then looking at my phone and the tickets went on the app and went ping. And I'm like, it's okay, we got them. But it was probably like,
well, wait,
I've been looking forward to this for so long.
These newfangled days of non-paperless tickets.
Like Martyn's having the conversation and kind of get the tickets going, and then he's disappeared across the road to try and get a signal. And Wayne, like your pal Wayne's brought his phone out, and he's filming you having a wee tantrum. So we're now doing this running commentary of Martyn stamping about outside the venue. I can't get my fucking ticket or fucking stupid Wi-Fi. Oh, he's off. He's off.
It's like, well,
so this story, Martyn, this is your Maiden story. That this involves being Iron Maiden.
I nearly didn't see Maiden. That's the thing. Nearly didn't see Maiden because, like again, like we spoke about, we'd looked at the set lists. I knew what was coming first, and it's like, oh, you bastards! It's like we're running Latchy anyway because we'd hit a couple. We'd
fucked about the pub for too long.
We'd hit a pipe too many, and it's like, oh, right, okay, we're here now. Okay, it's fine, no bother. We need to get in now. It's like, the queues aren't bad, but the tickets aren't downloading. I know, fine. Caught Somewhere in Time's coming first. I'm what I lose my fucking shit. It's like.
I thoroughly enjoyed watching you just stamping about the car park. Fuck's sake. Stupid internet, stupid Wi-Fi.
Take your entertainment where you can.
It's like, and I know they do say on the Ticketmaster app, make sure you download your tickets before you come to the venue.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't do that because it was pissing a fucking rain outside. And so I was fucking soaked and I'd forgotten. Because in Glasgow it always fucking rains, doesn't it? So
you're not at a gig in Glasgow unless it is pissing down.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's raining in Glasgow. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? It always does. Whether it's an indoor or an outdoor gig, it's like it was rains. See, that was that. Yeah. But anyway, but Somewhere in Time is number 1. But that's why, because I knew they were playing. They played 5 from it.
Yeah,
they were playing 5 from it that night, and I was just no way I was missing out because. But I think this is the thing where we joke about Scott and the King Nothing story or whatever it is. It's like I quite like Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner. And my hill that I'll die on, and it's like I've been saying this for years, and I've said it to you guys, I've said it to Bill, I've said it to Malice. I like Deja Vu. I think Deja Vu is fucking brilliant.
Deja Vu. Here comes the Deja Vu.
It's like the main reason why when I was like taking notes earlier that I did 17 albums and like I put a wee underrated category for every one, is just so I could write Deja Vu under Somewhere in Time and then bring it up and go, well, actually, I think Deja Vu is actually a little bit underrated, don't you know?
No, Deja Vu is your load/reload argument for me.
It's fucking great.
Well, you know what? That's fair. That's totally that's fair. Totally fair.
It's like the thing is, like when we spoke about Number of the Beast earlier, like I would argue that there's nothing on Somewhere in Time that is as bad as Invaders or Gangland.
No, I agree with you there. Maybe Gangland, but Invaders certainly.
Going by your criteria, yeah, I can see you going by that criteria, yeah.
Yeah,
but as a person that likes Invaders.
But that's
Invaders.
Yeah, that's not me saying that that Number of the Beast is shite. It's just it's not as good as their best album.
Oh,
which
it
is
isn't. No, Number of the Beast is not as good as people think it is. It isn't. I actually thought I was going to get heat for that, but I'm glad that everyone's on board with that. It's actually a thing.
No, it's a classic album. It's just not their best.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
No,
definitely.
Right.
I can say there's a Twitter poll coming up on this. What is Iron Maiden best album?
Okay, so we've established what all we think our all favorite album is, and I think right. So that's from the good era.
Yeah.
I thought you were going somewhere with that.
Yeah, dramatic silence.
Yeah. Well, what I wanted to do was I wanted to throw a couple of things out. I mean, it's not if you wouldn't mind, Mr. Vago.
No,
because I know this is your podcast. This is your podcast, right? I wanted to throw two categories at you of things that I've kind of came up as they were basically hot takes, right?
Strap yourselves in, boys.
Yeah, right. So, Peace of Mind is one of their best albums. But the problem with the Peace of Mind album / era is it was the start of them releasing shite B-sides, which annoys me about Maiden.
Right.
Because they started doing like random covers. They would do like fucking they did Cross-Eyed Mary, and up until like even when they did Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter, it was like a really shitty cover version. I think it's Communication Breakdown. And they've done like Reach Out and Juanita and all this kind of stuff. And even you'll admit, Vago, that the B-side of From Here to Eternity, Roll Over Vic Vela, is fucking shite.
No, it is. It's among the worst, yeah.
And it's that's one thing that annoyed me. I think annoyed me, but it's like treating B-sides like it's like we're just going to reach something that's just us fucking about in the studio. Where it's like, at least Metallica, when they were doing like the B-sides for the Black Album, was like, it was demos or it was live stuff. Or other stuff like that. You would get live tracks. This was like that did used to annoy me.
That's fair. That's a fair argument.
I will say, from the release Fear the Dark live, it was our live tracks was on B-sides of that.
It was because there's a really good live version. There's a really good live version of Hooks and You.
Aye.
Vago's really pushing his Fear the Dark agenda, is he?
Yeah. Basically, he's trying to win me over his Fear of the Dark agenda because he knows fine I will defend Hooks and You. Like, basically, Hooks and You is basically the same as Deja Vu for me. It's like, I'll just defend it. Yeah, right. So, yeah, that was one of my points about Peace of Mind, right? However, really hot take, and this might get me thrown out of the Iron Maiden fan club if anybody influential listens to this, right? But on Peace of Mind, the Trooper's on there, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Trooper actually isn't very good. In fact, I think it's shite.
Who hurt you?
I have never. It's not a song I've ever liked. And of course, they play it live. I've only seen them 4 times. They've played it live 3 of the 4 times I've seen them. I think it just does nothing for me. It's like, and like I mentioned earlier about From Here to Eternity being like Steve Harris just tossing off a stock Steve Harris song. I think the Trooper is basically like Maiden. It's just stock Maiden. I don't think it's very good.
Wow.
wild.
See, so like, I genuinely, and I've written it down. I'm not trying to one up your Fear of the Dark thing. I genuinely believe that.
Wow.
I might be thrown out the Iron Maiden fan club for that. I think
that's a bit more stunning.
As Vigo was sitting hosting this podcast, drinking a bottle of Trooper beer.
I know. And the thing is, it's became
tells him that the Trooper shit.
It's became synonymous with Iron Maiden. That's the thing is, it's became like that thing of it's Trooper beer, all this kind of stuff. I get it, but it's just never a good song.
Oh, no, like it's definitely not in my top 5 or top 10 songs, probably. But I do like the song. But I've never sat with a person who's told me the Trooper shit, so I'm quite around. Okay, I've never had this before, so I don't know how to process.
Oh no, this is the second time I've had this. Like we mentioned in the group chat, I've got like we said about the guy that was on about NN after the Diano stuff was just shite. I've got a pal like that. Yeah. He thinks the first 2 main albums are good, and then when Bruce joins, he just writes it off.
That is absolutely fucking outrageous, and it's just fucking stupidity. That's a mental fucking thing to say. It's fucking mental.
Yeah, because what was
Maiden were only good apart from Maiden and Killers, and they never shit. Honestly, get your.
I thought a game is due. He's still the same with Blaze. Like he doesn't give Blaze any credit either. It's just after Killers they were just shite.
That is wild to me. Imagine
they're sold out, man. Can't like them anymore. They're sold out.
It's like, okay, wow, just pro Diano the whole fucking way.
Yes, it's just like I think it's just because he's got in for Bruce. I think that's the problem. Yeah, which doesn't really explain why he's got in for Blaze, but
that's just because it's what you do with Blaze. You just kick him while he's down, really.
Poor Blaze. Leave. It's like leave. No, especially after the year Blaze had. Leave him alone. Fucking hell.
I found the screenshot that I sent you. So basically, because it was in response to a Loudwire article called "Blaze Bailey Remembers How He Reacted to Iron Maiden's First Album Without Him."
Yeah,
and there was 2 comments in the screenshot. So the first comment was with our both for young boys, I think it was. So the first boy said, "Acquired taste vocals aside, Blaze 2 albums we made were better than No Prayer for the Dying and Fear of the Dark."
Right, that's what Ryan be.
Wow,
it's the next boy. The next boy who says Maiden peaked with Killers and Diano. The rest is operatic Bruce Dickinson shite.
Wow.
No,
it's just that's a wild fucking say. It's fucking outrageous.
I'm aware I'm saying this as a man who's just said that the Trooper's shite. But that boy genuinely needs to hear a fucking word with himself.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, mate.
I like that. Unlike how many 100 and something tracks are released after Killers. Like there must be someone on there you like.
That is like telling everyone that the sun isn't hot. It's like 50 mean. Like 50 you fucking mean. The sun isn't hot. Yes, the sun is fucking roasting.
It's like I suppose like because we're obviously going to get like we're all going to get just sidetracked by the Bruce Dickinson era because it's where most of the best stuff comes from.
Yeah,
but the first 2 albums are really good.
Yeah.
It's like there's loads of A stuff. There's loads of A stuff on the first 2 albums.
I mean, the first thing is decidedly better than Killers, in my opinion.
See, I wouldn't fight you on it, but I would maybe disagree
because like I was saying about like top 3 tracks, Prowler. Like I mentioned this to you, and you looked at me in disbelief that Prowler is one of my favorite Maiden tracks.
Prowler. I love Prowler. Prowler's really good, but I just. That high up, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like top 3.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
That one's going well.
I mean, it's better than Trooper, Martyn. Come on.
Yeah.
The trooper shit. Wow.
I just don't like it.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah.
I just okay. Yeah. So okay. I was now that was I do have a hot take.
There it goes.
Oh.
It's like you go, start again. You look at those first two albums, right? And this kind of backs up, but this kind of like plays on what I was saying about the B-sides, right? The first two albums, they left Sanctuary, Burning Ambition, and Twilight Zone off of those first two albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like Sanctuary, really? Burning Ambition, I think is really good. Twilight Zone, I think is really good.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they left them off of there and just used them as two of them as B-sides. Whereas, you know, for the other ones, it was just like, oh, we'll just do a Jethro Tull cover. Aye, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you've got a point.
But I think Killers is great. I mean, granted, the songs are improved when Bruce sings them, but
yeah.
Murders the Rue Morgue. You want to go down this road again?
I love that song.
I do like that one.
I've got that down as being the best song on Killers.
Yeah, I couldn't argue with that.
Yeah, Rothschild.
Yeah.
I put it above Rothschild, if I'm honest. I think Rothschild's like Martyn saying about Trooper, I think Rothschild's wildly overrated.
Then
I see Rothschild's one of those ones.
Like Rothschild's a really good live track. It works live because you get the chant along with the crowd and it works.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say, Scotty. Like, because I didn't really like it. It was one of those songs for me where it was like, it's Maiden, it's great for ages, and it wasn't until I saw them live that I went, that's a brilliant song. And then I got it when it's being in the same room as them playing it.
Aye,
you go because they play it most of the time or almost all the time. And you kind of go, it's amazing this actually. Right, I get it now.
I mean, you say that. I've seen them 9, possibly 10 times. They played it 4 times.
Really? I'm sure they've played it 3 of the 4 times I've seen it as well. They definitely did. I don't think they played it the last time, did they? So, or did they? No,
they didn't.
No, they didn't. No. So they've played it the other. I'm sure they played it the other 3 times, and it's like, it's just like, wow, I get it now.
We got the Prisoner.
I got Prisoner. Fucking
wild card.
I love the Prisoner. I've written as my best song on Number of the Beast. I've written down the Prisoner here. But the Prisoner's.
Above Hallowed Be the Name and Run the Hills.
Genuinely, I'm not even joking. That's how much I love the Prisoner. Genuinely,
it's good, but
I love it. Like, I'm telling you, right? If no, I've not done that, but if I was to make up a top 10 Maiden songs, A Prisoner would be the top 5 easily.
Come on,
easily. I'm not even winding you up.
I'll give you it's better than Invaders, but
yes, the point, of course it's better than Invaders. Even I'll admit that. Yeah, of course, it's better than Invaders.
The point that you're rightly making is like we went to see them when they were playing, they were doing 5 off a Senjutsu and 5 off a Somewhere in Time. And if you'd went to 100 other Iron Maiden fans who knew nothing about the tour and said, they played 1 song off a Number of the Beast, I guarantee you
they could have named half the album before they got to The Prisoner.
they would have named 5 or 6 songs before they said The Prisoner. Guaranteed. They would have said 5 or 6 other songs, which is fucking ace.
Why I popped this, like, I can't believe this is the one you're playing off your classic album and you're playing The Prisoner. It's like, I'm here for it, but it's just fucking mess.
It's like, I know that, like, they've only recently done like Legacy of the Beast, so they've done the big hit songs and stuff like that. But it's like the idea of going to see Iron Maiden and they didn't play Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, or Hallowed Be Thy Name is fucking insane.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely, it's insane.
It's really now that's ballsy.
I mean, it holds out hope for me that they might still play Prowler one day.
They might.
I mean, I'm hoping Paul Di'Anno plays it next week.
He definitely will.
Yeah, a good chance. Actually, a very good chance of that. Yeah.
I mean, I'd take that, but just for Iron Maiden, just to throw it in a fucking set list randomly, just here's Prowler.
I mean, it's like going to see Metallica and they don't play, let's say, they play Enter Sandman, Sad But True, and Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah.
Like, the three biggest songs off of what is arguably the biggest album.
Aye.
But I would be okay with that. Because I don't need to hear them again live. I'd be okay with that. I know that a lot of folk are like that as well, but it would just be like, it's insane to think of it that, like, there's a Metallica gig where they didn't play those songs. Really? Yeah.
Mental.
It takes balls to do that.
I mean, there has been, but only because they're playing 2 nights.
Aye, yeah.
You do the no repeat stuff, you're going to do that, aren't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. I mean, have you got some of your favorite albums, or is it just somewhere in time?
Well, that's really what I went. That's really what I went for. I mean, like on any given day, I mean, it's going to be Somewhere in Time is number 1 for me, right? But on any given day, I can go between Killers, Number of the Beast, Peace of Mind, Power Slave, and Seventh Son.
Right. Any of the first
probably
7.
Like I generally could like make up the rest of my top 5. Any of those ones could rotate in and out, depending on how I'm feeling.
Aye.
Because it's just like there's so much good stuff on them all that it's just, apart from Trooper, obviously. but
I'm just rattled by that. I'm so rattled by that.
So that's my. So again, let's say just. If I had a top 7, that would be the top 7 or top 6 would be that, because they just rotate depending on how I'm feeling and what's in there, because there's all most of those albums, most of the tracks on all those albums are all good. I mean, there's a couple of duffers on like Still Life's not very good. Like we mentioned earlier, the instrumental on Power Slave isn't very good.
Aye.
Yeah.
But everything else that's on there is really good. I mean, Power Slave was mental when they did I did want to say, I've written it down, was like when obviously during lockdown and they were doing those, the guy Tim Burgess for the Charlatans got Bruce on to do the Maiden on to do the listening party.
All right, yeah.
And they picked Power Slave, and of course it was just the gimmick was Maiden the Maiden account is also prepared 45 minutes of tweets. And we're getting a tweet along with the album, and you can interact. And it was fucking brilliant seeing people who aren't Iron Maiden fans reacting to Power Slave, particularly things like Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Because it's like, there's this, because like loads of folk were like, there's this poem they made us do at school. What the fuck have they written a song about this for? And then seeing people going, history lessons were never like this. And reading this thing is like, yeah. This is what Steve Harris does. He basically goes, here's a fucking poem. Here's a film about, like, whatever. Here's a
historical figure.
Here's Alexander the Great. I'm just going to write a 9-minute song about him, and you are going to love it, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm going to win you over. And it's like, that was mental. Like, for one of the things during lockdown, I thought was just so good that them doing that, but it would have been so easy just to go do Number of the Beast. Just like, it would have been the simplest thing in the world. It's like, we're going to do the one we run to the hills on it.
Well, let's be honest, they would have kicked off Invaders and Abdi would have turned off.
Right, but instead they go and do that. They go and do Power Slave.
Well, no, Abdi would have turned off apart from Scotty.
Scott. But they pick Power Slave, go and find that Power Slave's got some slightly different sound and stuff on it.
Aye.
That's also but really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember that when it on Twitter at the time, and it was a very enjoyable evening spent with that album. Even if there's, more songs about fencing than you really need.
Hey, Flash of the Blade's really good, to be fair.
Flash of the Blade is really good.
It's Flash, but which one is it? Is it? No, it's gone. Never mind. I can't think what the point I was going to make there was.
Moving on.
Something about fencing, but yeah, there we go.
Speaking of Rime of the Ancient Mariner, there's I can't remember the name of the channel now. That's going to bug me. There's a woman who's got a YouTube channel. She's an opera singer, but she just reviews songs.
I know who you're talking about. I think. Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it now.
No, she's like a vocal coach as well, or some shit.
Yes, yeah, and she's done like every so often she fires up a Maiden song and just like usually it's a live version, so she's just like, how is Bruce doing this while running about like a maniac? Yeah, and she's just in awe of what he's doing. One of them she did was Mariner, like the live after death version, and just this video of her mind blowing up is well worth a watch. I will try and find what it is called.
But yeah, I think if we covered enough of the good stuff, we can get the bad stuff now.
I think we covered generally covered the good stuff there.
Does bad stuff include the guilty pleasures?
No, I would put the guilty pleasures in with the good stuff. Since we've only got 10 minutes.
Guilty pleasures in with the good stuff, because we spoke about one thing I was want to ask you. You probably didn't prepare for this, but what is your favourite cover version of an Iron Maiden song?
Oh, now you're asking.
Or do you have one that would come to mind that you would go, that's a really good version of blah, 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 whatever?
In fact, there was one I found. It was the one that got Slayer signed. They did a version of Phantom Opera, and it's that you can't find it. Like I found it on YouTube. Like I had to do some real fucking digging for it.
I'll try and find that then.
I would say the Machine Head cover of Hallowed Be Thy Name is really fucking good.
It is, yeah.
No, I do like that.
Yeah.
That's my answer.
We're probably not allowed to say it, but I think the Cradle of Filth version of Hallowed Be Thy Name's actually all right as well.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah.
It was on that. Is it Dusk in Her Embrace? I think it was like a special edition. It's on Spotify anyway, and it's all right. It's it's not the best version of the anybody's ever done of it, but yeah, it's decent.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think any covers.
No, I'm struggling as well now.
Yeah.
There will be heaps for this.
Like I said, there was one like that one I found. It was Slayer. It was one that got Slayer signed. It was only because it was one of these thrash documentaries I've been watching this week. But Slayer covered Phantom Opera, and it was some weird. It was like it's like a proper bootleg version. Like it's obviously been taped off a cassette, and it's like fucking tinny and fucking muffled as fuck. But you can make it out. It's Slayer playing Phantom Opera, so it's good. But apart from that, I mean, there's bound to be somebody there, surely, that I've forgotten.
Well, I don't because Dream Theater did like the whole of Number of the Beast at one point, I think.
Well, they did that.
I've never had time for Dream Theater.
That live, they did I think it was a festival set, and Dream Theater played I think for what I heard, they started playing their own set. And then halfway through, they called an audible and said, "Right, we're going to play the whole Number of the Beast."
Yeah.
And they did. And then went back to their own set. And it's like, imagine just fucking deciding we can play another band's whole album just because we feel like it.
Yeah.
But it's Dream Theater, and they can.
I'll need to find it. I don't think I've got it here. But there was obviously remember there was a Kerrang CD came out, and it was all Maiden covers.
Vaguely.
Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
There was and it was all just different bands doing versions of different Maiden stuff, and it's like Metallica did a version of Remember Tomorrow.
That's right. No, yeah. I remember that cover. That was good.
But I can't remember what else there was.
Did Stone Sour not do something as well?
I found it on Wikipedia. Actually, it's there, right? So Metallica did Remember Tomorrow. Avenged Sevenfold did Flash of the Blade. I want to read the bands that nobody knows. Like Devil Driver did Wasted Years. That's the guy for Coal Chamber, isn't it?
Aye. No, I remember that one now. Yeah.
Yeah, Dream Theater did To Tame a Land. Fight Star did Fear of the Dark.
So the boy for Busted.
Like, no,
that's the boy for Busted.
That's for Busted metal band. Yeah.
Trivium did Iron Maiden, and then there's a few other random ones like bands that I've never heard of, like Ghostline and whatever. But yeah, there was definitely a few good things. There was definitely some good ones on there, and the Machine Head one is on there as well.
Yeah,
I remember that being. I'm sure I've got the CD somewhere here, and remember it was quite good.
Yeah.
Obviously, Sebastian Bach's version of Children of the Damned's ace as well, but that's like a well-known version. So,
Overkill did Sanctuary. That was the other one I was trying to think of. I couldn't mind what it was. They did Overkill cover Sanctuary.
I'm gonna write that. I'm writing that down right
now. That's one for later.
Noted.
So the bad stuff.
The bad stuff.
I mean, we've only got 5 minutes, so let's wait.
We'll wait. Okay, we'll wait.
Yeah, we've got 5 minutes left of this session, then we'll get into the bad stuff.
Well, because I found it and I stuck it in the chat for you boys. For anyone else listening, if you go on YouTube and look for the charismatic voice, that's the woman who runs through a lot of tracks, and she's done other bands as well as Maiden, but it's usually a good watch. You know, she breaks down songs and stuff.
And just like people out with metal popping for metal is always entertaining to me as well.
Yeah,
correct. Yes,
because they do respect it. The people that know respect it.
Yeah,
because they get it.
It's like, like I'm not a huge fan of like watching those reaction videos and stuff like that. But like you're saying there, when people see like peak Bruce, bombing about the stage and doing all the kind of the high notes and like the stuff and like doing the big bits in Power Slave and doing the big bits in Rhyme and Ancient Mariner and stuff, it's like he did at one point he did have an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Particularly as when they were doing live up when like you're saying it was Live After Death, like you're saying, particularly during Live After Death when the songs were almost twice as fast as they are on the record as well.
Yeah.
It's like so he's able to do that and hit the note at twice the speed. Like say like do like the quick bits of the Hallowed Be Thy Name, for example. It's like, what are you doing? How are you managing that?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
There's a reason that Blaze had to fucking cut short a lot of gigs because he just didn't have the range for it.
Yeah, he was an odd choice as a replacement.
Yeah, he's got like the deeper voice. And like I think a lot of the stuff like we mentioned Wrathchild was something that became basically a staple of when he was in the band because it's like suited his voice because it was quite low. And I don't want to say baritone because I don't think that's what type of voice he has. But
Paul Diano had this raspy kind of like punky kind of fucking thing that Blaze could pull off. But as soon as you get into like the boy in the thing was saying, Bruce's operatic shite, he's fucking no chance.
Yeah. I think a lot of folk mistook Blaze's stuff as like, oh, he's flat. It's like he's not flat. It's just that he doesn't have Bruce's voice.
He's got a different range,
Which is there's nothing wrong with they having Bruce's voice because
it's like when I put that
because out with like
the side chat the other week about Klansman, and you hear Bruce singing it live compared to the album version with Blaze. Blaze's sounds sounds flat as fuck, and it's nay. But just when you compare it next to Bruce singing it. It doesn't even compare.
Well, that's the thing. Is like kind of like out with peak Dio, peak Rob Halford. There's probably nobody else in metal that's got like a voice like Bruce's that could do what Bruce did, particularly on like the first couple of the live albums they did with him.
Belladonna, maybe.
Belladonna as well. Where he's able to do
all these guys at their absolute peaks were in their class of their own. Yeah.
They're able to do this kind of like big notes and really get there. Like, and they've got the material to back it up as well.
Yeah.
It's all very well being like, oh, this boy's a good singer, but it's like if the material's not good, you just end up being a guy that does covers.
Aye. And especially if you're coming in and you cover somebody else's shit, it's in your wheelhouse. It's again, like I said, it could be your downfall. That's why he only lasted 2 albums.
But it's when you hear Blaze's own stuff, he's great.
Aye.
Like, he's really good. He just struggles to fill Bruce's boots, because who the fuck can fill in for Bruce Dickinson?
Yeah.
No one. Yeah. It's almost unfair. It's like, you didn't have a chance.
There's a handful of boys who could have done it, and Blaze wasn't one of them.
No. Yeah. Poor Blaze. I always feel sorry for Blaze. I can't help it. Poor Blaze.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
It wasn't the best situation.
He tried his best.
I want to run out of time, but when we come back, I think we should we'll try and reevaluate and rescue Blaze's reputation. in among criticising half of the stuff on both the albums as well.
Here for you, Blaze. Come on, boy.
We are the people, because we're the people qualified to rehab Blaze Bayley.
No, yes. We're just the ones here.
Yeah.
I mean, Martyn said Trooper was shite, so
well,
if there's anybody that can save Blaze's career.
Off now. The Trooper shit him on the Blaze.
And we're back.
Keep us safe, Vigo. Keep us safe.
Look after us.
Look after us, Vigo, please.
That's yours. That's safe.
So.
Right, so we're back. And we're getting to the bad stuff now.
Uh-oh.
So that if anyone
we're getting into the least satisfied the least satisfying blowjob.
Yeah. Invaders.
Well, I think it's I feel
nothing wrong with Invaders, boy.
There's a lot of fucking Invaders.
No, I'm not. That's my hot take. Invaders is good, right? Right. I mean, like, I wouldn't say like.
In fact,
like we spoke about after A Matter of Life and Death, and a couple of albums there that don't land, and they're not bad albums. They just do none for me.
Well, let me start. Like, I said I checked like the worst Maiden tracks, and it came up with this. If you were to make the worst Maiden track list, their set list.
Okay, here we go.
So somebody put this in. Right, this isn't mine. This is somebody else that put this in. So they open with Angel the Gambler. Fair enough.
Okay, I'm in.
No. I like that.
Then Sun and Steel.
No.
And then they went Invaders, which I very much agreed with.
No.
And then they're playing the Angel and the Gambler again, but it's an a cappella version, but it's just the chorus and it's just Steve on vocals. And then they play Quest for Fire, but it's played at a quarter speed and it's featuring Michael Kiske, which I had to look up. I recognised the name, but I couldn't place it. It's a guy for Halloween.
Yeah. Because there was rumours at him when they were going to be replacing, when we get a new guy in for Bruce. He was he was one of the favourite. He was the favourite for it.
Yeah. So then they go into Hooks and You.
Fuck off.
And the Apparition, which I fully admit is the ropey track in Fear of the Dark. Then they play Empire of the Clouds, but it's just the piano and it's Adrian on vocals, but he forgets the words and starts singing Juanita instead.
Good for him, I say. Good for him.
Then they go into an X Factor medley, but it's just 2 a.m. Then they've got Como Esta Amigos, Weekend Warrior, a really long song from the Final Frontier. At this point, it doesn't matter. It's just anyone, take your pick.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
Then they play
much of a muchness.
Then they play Future Real, but it's cut short to make weight. The Educate Fool.
I love Future Real. That's a great tune.
And then they finish with the Angel and the Gambler, but this time it's with the Kids from Vienna off the Queen track. So that was the worst Maiden set list somebody came up with.
it seems like at certain points of that set, Maiden are woefully under rehearsed for what they're going to be playing.
Although there was another comment in that unit pop, mate. It was Die With Your Boots On, but it was just the chorus repeated over and over.
It's like proper shit posting stuff.
Aye.
Like, it's like somebody just making up, right, we're just going to loop Die With Your Boots On for 15 minutes, and it's just the chorus.
Like, and somebody that actually just written it out, and it was like this long. Just Die With Your Boots On, I'm gonna die with your boots.
If you're going to die, oh no, fucking hell. Get on with it, Bruce.
That is a terrible set list. Overall, that's bad. That is bad.
It is.
That is bad. Just the Angel and the Gambler played 3 times. Pop. Like, please stop it. Please stop.
Like, it's quite impressive though that like there's from the first like 9 albums, whatever 7, 8 albums, there's no that many that have been in there that certainly no that we would agree with anyway.
Aye.
I'm not having Sun and Steel being in there. No, in fact, I'm not having that at all.
In fact, which album was that off of? Was that
Peace of Mind?
Peace.
I think. Yeah.
I know it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I
was going to say, it's not one of the stronger ones, but then the Troopers on there, which you wouldn't agree
with. I'm saying it's near the worst. It's near the worst one on there, obviously. But in saying that, that's because Still Life's on there, and I want to keep ragging on Dave Murray because I know he co-wrote that, but Still Life isn't very good. It just feels like I'm picking on Dave Murray now, and I don't want to be doing that.
Admittedly, there is a lot of Dave Murray like co-writing credits on here, and they're not very good. Like they're not, I say they're not very good. They're not as good as some of the veterans.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pick one out that was. After saying that, you got. I was going to say there's one in Final Frontier, but it doesn't matter which one you pick a Final Frontier. They're all fucking bad. I mean, let's be honest.
No argument.
It's just a shame that he crops up with stuff like Still Life, or I think is it Public Enemy #1 is one of his as well. On No Prayer.
See, to quote Scott, I don't mind it.
like obviously it was the first Maiden album I bought, so I have got a soft spot for it.
I mean, he's got a writing credit on Fate's Warning, which is horrible. Fate's
Warning. I'll be honest, if I can't even think how that goes, so it can't be very good.
It's not even an Assassin are the worst tracks on the album.
The Assassin, fuck, that's terrible. Yeah, I remember that one.
Like I said, No Prayer starts good and ends good, but everything in between is fucking garbage.
It's like I was saying earlier, it's just sort of like it's Maiden by numbers.
Aye.
And I know they've said that they said it in kind of hindsight that they decided to go and record it in like Steve's barn or something, rather than go to like they would go to like NASA or they would go to like Switzerland or
Compass Point or
one of these kind of like one of these far flung like fancy recording studios, and it's like no, we're just going to go to like record it in like Steve's barn, and it's like it didn't work. So it didn't work for No Prayer. So did they go and do? Oh, we'll go and do it again, and we'll go and do it for Fear of the Dark as well.
Fuck off.
That's a good idea. It's just like, guys, come on.
No Prayer for the Dying is just there, is it? It's just it happened. It's an album that happened. It's just they said just going through the emotions a wee bit.
Like I said, it's not inherently bad. It's just not as good as most of the rest of them.
Yeah, I think it's like they'll kind of. It sounds stupid, but they kind of lost their way a wee bit because they'd obviously taken 2 years off after Seventh Son, or whatever it was.
They've rattled off an album like pretty much every year up until Seventh Son.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And then obviously Fitz's name leaves. Adrian Smith leaves, and even though, like, I think he was there at the start. I think
he was there for pre-production.
So he was there for a little bit, and then he leaves, and it's like, okay, you get Yannick in, but it's still the four guys there, but they just seem to go like it went on a weird
because Adrian's got
to happen for them.
He's got a credit on Hooks and You.
Of course he does, because he's Adrian Smith, best song on the album.
Did No Prayer come out in 92? It was 92,
90.
wasn't it?
90.
Was it 90?
Fear of the Dark was 92.
What came out in Fear of the Dark's 92. It's like, just like late in 90s was like an awkward period for some bands though, because things were changing.
Yeah. Well, 90, like I think 90 is like the biggest bands in the world at that point are probably Metallica and GNR.
Yeah.
So having been like the kings of metal for from 82 to 88, when they obviously did Seventh Son and they did the big gig at Download, Donington, that was like 100,000 people, to then take a year off for then GNR to sell like a heap of records, for Metallica to become what they became when they released, Master and Justice and then the Black Album. And Maiden are just like, well, we need to do something. And what they did was they kind of released an album that was like a kind of pub rock version of what Maiden should be. And it's like, oh,
yeah,
all right, okay.
Yeah, that's fair. But
it was an awkward period where it's like, not that many metal bands were doing really, really well at that point. It was an awkward alternative, and then alternative grunge thing was kicking in, and glam metal was getting killed off as well. And it was an awkward transition to, this is this new fucking wave of music is coming out, and metal kind of got left behind. Unless you were GNR or Metallica, you were getting left behind if you weren't as big as those guys.
Which is why Iron Maiden tried to do a track called Childhood's End, which is the second best track called Childhood's End.
Fucking hell.
It's never going away.
Love Childhood's End. Just the Kiss version.
Yeah.
It all comes back to Kiss.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, we're gonna try and save Blaze here. But is there really any saving there?
There
is for me.
Because I believe X Factor is the worst album Iron Maiden ever did.
I also think X Factor is their worst album.
Like I said, it's not inherently bad. It's just nowhere near as good as any of the rest of them.
It's like, I like Man on the Edge, and I like Half a Virus.
Yeah, Virus wasn't even on there. Virus was on Best of the Beast. It was just a single.
Virus was on the album, yeah. Virus was a standalone single, yeah.
Right, okay.
So Man on the Edge is the only.
No, the Man on the Edge is really good. I like that song a lot, and then that's it for me for that one. Even Virtual X, I had 4 songs in it that I actually quite like.
Yeah, Virtual X, I think, is a better album than X Factor.
100%.
In fact, I think it's better than Final Frontier and No Prayer.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I kind of argue that at all. Yeah.
Again, when I started listening to Maiden, the first album, the first brand new release that came out was Virtual 11, Virtual XI, however you call it. And I remember one of my first jobs just stock taking in a supermarket, and I just had it on. I just had a CD player in my pocket while I was doing stuff through the warehouse, and I listened to that album on repeat for a long time.
Mm.
And so I have a very soft spot for that. I still go back to it every so often, and it's not great, but
and I mean, apart from Angel and the Gambler, which is
it's not bad.
The worst Maiden track.
Right.
Right, here we go. Right.
Well, he said Trooper.
The the full like 9-10 minute version of Angel and the Gambler is probably the worst Maiden song. It's definitely the worst Maiden single. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah.
The single edit.
Okay.
The single edit that doesn't have 45 minutes of them doing that whoop, whoop,
like
whoop, whoop,
you've got Future Real and Klansman on that album, and you released Angel and Gambler as your single.
I know.
Fucking hurdy-gurdy bullshit.
Yeah, it is an odd choice, yes.
Hurdy-gurdy bullshit.
Hear me out, right?
Here we go. Go on.
So like, on. I still think I generally think that Final Frontier is the worst album they've done, right?
Okay.
I've maybe listened to it twice, so I can't disagree.
I've had it
obviously. Vago's obviously got to disagree with me because I have said that I thought Fear the Dark was the worst Maiden album pre-Virtual 11. So obviously, I think X Factor is better than obviously Virtual 11 and Fear the Dark, right? Now,
and you'd be wrong, but
stay with me here. Stay with me, right?
It's an opinion.
Completely.
Stay with me,
right? Okay.
Man on the Edge, right? Is obviously really good, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it opens with Sign of the Cross. Now, if that song wasn't 11 minutes, that would also be a really good song. But that's Steve Harris flexing his muscle and saying, "I'm Steve Harris."
That's because everyone who would have argued with him had fucked off by that point.
Had gone, yeah. So opening the album with an 11-minute song probably isn't the best idea. If you cut that in half, Sign of the Cross would be really good. The second song, Lord of the Flies, is really good.
Yeah.
There is some stuff there's stuff that isn't very good. It's there as well. Edge of Darkness isn't very good. 2 a.m. isn't very good. Blood in the World's Hand, I think, is good.
Enjoy that one, yeah.
The B-sides from the Man on the Edge single are actually really good. Is it Justice of the Peace? And I think there's a song called Judgment Day that are both really good as well. They're actually short as well. They're both about 4 minutes. One of them co-written by Dave Murray. There you go. See, saying something nice about Dave Murray. I think Justice of the Peace. I'm pretty sure Justice of the Peace is a Dave Murray song. So see, I'm not totally slagging him off. Right. So that X Factor has got the X Factor album or X Factor era has got at least 5 good songs for me. Virtual 11 does not. As we don't need to retread the Fear of the Dark conversation again.
There's 3 less songs in that album, though.
Well, there's more songs. Well, there's more songs on the X Factor. There's 11 on the X Factor.
Yeah.
And there's 8. And there's 8 on Virtual 11. But on X Factor, there's an 11-minute song. So you're getting. So it's the problem. This is the problem with X Factor, right? Where because, as you said rightly, there was nobody there to say, "Steve, wind it in." And so instead he's went, well, I'm putting 11 songs on, and there's going to be an 11-minute one there, and the album's going to be 70 minutes, because in 1995, that's what everybody did. Like, Metallica released Load about that time, and it's like 70 fucking 2 minutes. It's the longest, apparently at the time, it was the longest album ever released on a CD up to that point. No, everybody was doing it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All these bands were doing it where it's like, guys, just a little bit of quality control. And the good stuff on X Factor is really good. The problem is that there was no, as you say rightly, there's nobody there to edit Steve Harris and go, just chuck 8 songs out, mate. Or maybe take a few off and put Justice of the Peace and Judgment Day on there. And also see Sign of the Cross. Cut 6 minutes off of that as well, and it'll be really good. Whereas Virtual 11 has got Como Estas Amigos, which is fucking terrible. Don't Look in the Eyes of a Stranger, which is awful. Lightning Strikes Twice, which it's a Dave Murray one, and I'm really sorry, but it's fucking awful as well. But Future Real's really good. The Klansman is really good. I know, much in the way that we said earlier that the Diano songs are better when Dickinson sings them. No, the Blaze songs unfortunately are better when Bruce sings them as well.
As long as you don't compare them, you're fine.
Yeah, it's like it's not fair to compare them. Yeah, but and like the single edit of Angel and the Gambler, it's only about 3.5-4 minutes. It's all right. It's okay, but it's still their second worst album.
Yeah.
And so that's why I will defend X Factor, because there's nobody. I don't think there's anybody in metal who's been put in a position that Blaze was. Like Ronnie Dio, wasn't it? Ronnie Dio was established and able to go in and go, oh well, I'm in Black Sabbath now. No bother, fine.
I'm the wife
Blaze was in Blaze was in fucking Wolfsbane. Nobody really knew who he was, and he basically won the lottery. He won the lottery, got in, and it was like, oh, I'm in Iron Maiden now. And Abdi went,
it was too much for him.
and Abdi went, who the fuck's this boy? And it was like I think I read an interview with Bruce Dickinson where it's like, even Bruce Dickinson said, no, I was surprised they went for Blaze because I thought they would have gone like totally left field. But he did say, he goes, I can't blame Blaze for turning it down, because why would you turn it down?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Like I said, the problem is you've got 9 albums at the point, and like, all right, you've got 7 albums with Bruce on them. It's like far you get to fill that fucking range of that 7 albums. Because obviously you play live, you have to play tracks off that 7 albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, put it this way, if they'd released those 2 albums, exactly those 2 same albums with Bruce Dickinson singing them, what would have happened? They would have still been lost, because Maiden were lost at that point anyway.
Aye.
Because there was GNR, there was Metallica, there was grunge. What was that? 95, 98. So it's okay. It's kind of 98 is new metal is kind of started then. So you've got Korn.
And in this country, it's all Britpop and stuff.
You've got Rage Against
alternative thing.
Yeah, you've got Rage Against the Machine. Rage Against the Machine have brought like rap into metal. So then you've got Korn. A couple of years after that, the start of Limp Bizkit. Sepultura are doing like weird, interesting stuff with like what they're doing. You've got like Fear Factory, who are like really popular, doing like the kind of look industrial, whatever you want to call it, cyber stuff. And Maiden were just like, well, we'll just continue being Maiden. And if they'd made those exact same albums with Bruce in them, they would have, their popularity would have waned. It wouldn't have obviously gone as far down as it did, because it's still Maiden with Bruce.
Yeah.
But they would have been treading water anyway.
Yeah, Maiden needed the time that they didn't have Bruce though. They needed the time when Bruce was out of it, so he could do the comeback, and then it's just like, oh, we like this again. Yeah. And then that kicked them off for the next 20 years again.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I would say when Bruce came back, the next 3 albums, I wouldn't have put much in it. Like when I went through and ranked the albums, I didn't. You could have put those 3 in any of the positions I put them in and replaced them with each other, and I don't think it would have made any much difference.
Yeah.
And then the release of Final Frontier, which is it's Final Frontier.
Yeah, I mean, Brave New World is really good, and it's not just really good, but because Bruce was back, it's good because there's some really, really good songs, and some of the best songs they've ever done on there.
Because Adrian was back.
Because Adrian was back as well.
Brave New World sounds like a Maiden album. This is what a Maiden album could and should sound like. And as we're back. It basically said, not only is Bruce back, but Maiden's back. Here's a Maiden album, and I know, and it is a longer album, but it doesn't feel like it overstays its welcome. It just almost everything on there, fucking lands for me in a big, big way. It's absolutely my favorite album. And as I say, it's their best album. It's just my favorite album overall, just for everything.
There's great stuff on there. Like you talk about, like, I know you say you like Invaders, right? And whatever is like, but like the Wicker Man is the opening single they released. It's the first song on the album. It's like a throwback to like the classic, Maiden album opener.
Aye.
Yeah.
Like like something like Aces High or things like that. Where they didn't do that. They didn't do that with Blaze, because like the single was the 3rd song on the album. They opened it they opened X Factor with an 11-minute song. Put Man on the Edge first, Steve.
Looking at it, Wicker Man is probably
piss, Steve.
Top 3 fucking openers.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You look at those opening tracks of the albums.
Definitely.
Like Prowler.
You've got Wicker Man, like Prowler, Aces High, and Be Quick or Be Dead. I think those are your top ones.
Yeah.
I mean, Moonchild if you're into magic.
Moonchild. I mean, even stuff like Tail Gunner, where it's like it's not the best Maiden song, but it's like a proper.
I like Tail Gunner.
It's a proper Maiden. It's a proper Maiden album opener. That grabs you. And it's like, right, let's go 100 miles an hour. And Man on the Edge could have been that, but nobody was there to say to Steve, mate, just pick track 3, track 1, and we'll start the album off. We have a bang. But instead, it's like, no, 11 minutes. It's like, fuck's sake.
Yeah, that was a bad choice.
But Brave New World has got that where it's like Wicker Man's at started. Okay, it's still 4.5 minutes, but it's really good.
But it goes.
It fucking rattles through it though.
Yeah,
great.
And it goes like 100 miles an hour. And it's a proper big single, memorable video, all that kind of stuff, you know. And there's other stuff. The songs that follow it are good, like Ghost Navigator, the title track, Blood Brothers is really good. And it's like, yeah, you can do long songs as long as they're good.
Aye, if they're in the right place.
The title track, of course, co-written by Dave Murray, so a big thumbs up to Dave there.
Come on, Dave.
I feel that I don't want to slag him off because it's Dave fucking Murray.
Yeah.
I am looking for an outstanding Dave Murray track, and I'm struggling to find one.
Brave New World.
I mean, Charlotte Harlot after the Iron Maiden. That was him alone.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't argue with that. But apart from that some of them are, I mean, they're not bad, but they're not outstanding.
Not everyone should write.
Like Change of Misery, I like Change of Misery. He's got a co-writing trigger on that. But yeah, they're few and far between. Like I said, just say to Dave, like, just write a solo and be done with it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Stick to what you're good at.
There's nothing wrong with staying in your lane.
I'm sure that Steve Harris is one of these guys like Mustaine, who's like, well, I came with the idea, so it's my song.
Aye.
But the fact is that Dave Murray probably wrote the solo in Number of the Beast, or I wrote the solo in Phantom of the Opera or something. It's like, yeah, can I get a co-write on that, Steve? No. It's like, so he's arguably written like probably 10 of the best solos in the history of metal, and he's not got co-writes on them.
He's not got a co-writing. Aye.
There's no way Steve Harris went, right, for you get a D, Dave, is you're going to go, no, okay. He's come up with that, you know what I mean? It's like poor Kirk Hammett doesn't get credit for any of his solos. It's like, no. Lars was the coming up with those solos, was he? but they're all Hetfield Ulrich co-writes, are they? Okay.
Well, Lars kind of keep time, so no, he didn't. No, so it's fine. But yeah, no, the Blaze period is like it was an awkward time in music for a band like Maiden. It wasn't because Blaze did a bad job; it was just a fucking awkward time.
Yeah. It wasn't entirely his fault. He just
no, it was. It definitely wasn't. No. And again, his stuff. He sounds great doing his stuff because it's his shit. Like he's in the pocket with it. But trying to do Maiden and so because like they would do like an hour and a half, 2 hour sets, and then they would cut it. Then like some sets were like 45 minutes, and Maiden doing 45 minutes is like what. That's unheard of because they do fucking long sets.
You buy a ticket for Iron Maiden, you turn up and they play 45 minutes, you're gonna be fucking raging.
Yeah, Blaze couldn't keep it up. He couldn't keep it up because he wasn't equipped to. Because who is?
That's 4 go rounds of sign of the cross and you're done.
And nobody needs that.
It's like if you just play Invaders 12 times and leave, you're fine. Right, okay, done.
Yeah. So yeah. I think we've covered just about everything there. I think there's much else we can say.
Not really. I mean, Final Frontier is just fucking
yeah.
I'll never look at you again. I just don't care.
Yeah, bar the last song. I could like I don't mind the last song. Is it
When the Wild Blows?
When Wild Blows. Okay. I don't mind it, but apart from that one, there's nothing on there that I ever want to hear again. To be honest,
I'll be honest. There's nothing memorable on the album
because it's
I'm looking at them, and apart from the first track, I can't remember how any of those tracks go.
even worse than during like the Blaze era. I was generally worried because like you felt like there was a point where you hear that album, and I was like, for me, it was like, are Maiden like a spent force now?
Aye.
You know, like having, because Brave New World is great. Not a huge fan of Dance of Death, Martyr Life and Death. You know, good stuff on there. But Final Frontier was just like, none of this is any good. You know, just it was like, fuck is this?
They fucked it.
You know the issue with Final Frontier, and I think we've had this chat over a drink or something. Probably me and you have, Martyn. It was just like, where's the songs?
Yeah,
give me the songs. You know, I know you guys can fucking play. Like, no, we know that. We've established that. We know you can play. Where's the fucking song?
Aye. It's like, how many of these are giving you set lists for years to come? Fucking none of them. None of them have appeared since.
Yeah, no, like a good 4 minute song. Just give me a good song, boys. Just write a good song. And no, Final Frontier doesn't have good songs. It's got great playing, but there's no good songs.
Yeah.
And I don't remember anything. It's just a thing that happened. That's the problem with that album.
The thing is like Final Frontier as well. So that last song is like the only thing that's memorable, and I'd have listened to it anyway, but it was one of those things where it's like, I don't know if any of you stuck with The Walking Dead until the end.
I didn't.
I had to go back to it.
Aye, but because the boys at Eugene or something like that, the guy who's like pretends to be clever, is talking to some lassie on the radio, and he starts singing to her, and I'm listening, like I'm sitting with Rachel watching it, I'm like, what the fuck I fucking know this? What's this? And he's singing that to her. He's singing when the Wild Wind Blows to her over the radio.
I didn't even notice that.
And it took me ages. I'm like, I know this. What is this? What the fuck is this? And had to basically then like Google some of the lyrics. I'm like, Rachel, it's fucking Iron Maiden. It's like, oh, I don't know that one. It's like, Rachel, nobody knows this one.
That one.
Nobody knows this one because it's an 11-minute song that obviously he like a weird character when Walking Dead got kind of shite. They got this thing of he's met some lassie who he's talking to over the radio, and he starts singing away, and it's like, oh, it's from where the Wild Blows. That's mental. That why would you if like you're writing a TV show that was at one point the most popular TV show in the world, it's fading. So what am I going to do? I'm going to have one of my characters sing a song to her. What one? Pick an Iron Maiden song from their arguably worst album. Yeah, we'll do that. Why not?
I mean, they did bring it back by throwing Eat the Rich in there.
Well, yes, that as well, to be fair. They then did play Eat the Rich as well. I was like, right, I'm having this. Okay, yeah. You've rescued it by playing Eat the Rich.
So, yeah. Like I said, I think we've covered everything there. We've got 3 minutes left. So if you want to come back, we can do the quiz that I've prepared.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just for fun. It's just some facts that I found out.
Yeah, do that.
Or things that I already knew. How big is that cup, Scott? I've just noticed.
It was just for ease. I've just filled it with some Jack and Coke.
It looks like it's bigger than a Sports Direct mug.
That's an 11-minute song, Iron Maiden song mug. That is.
Well, I'm not allowed glass because I can't be trusted. So I've got. Hi, this is a Final Frontier mug. It's too much.
That is sign of the cross made in ceramic.
like this mug is opening an album with an 11-minute song. Fucking hell, Steve! Come on.
It's like we've got a new singer. What'll break in the new singer? An 11-minute song. Yeah. We'll release the longest song we've written in 10 years. That's what we'll do. It'd be a great idea.
You know, I've never really thought about that because I never really go back to the album. But you're right, Martyn. It's like, that's a fucking choice, is it? That is a fucking choice.
Yeah.
Opening with that, it's like, come on. You got Man in the Edge right there. Just open top of that. You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. Like at least start or finish my Man on the Edge. That'd stick it in the third fucking track.
Yeah. Well, like no one telling Steve no. This mean.
Yeah. Like I said, fucking Bruce and Adrian had fucked off at that point.
Yeah.
Yannick's been in a few years, but he's nearly got to argue with Steve, is he? Nico and Dave he's a tilt.
Aye, Nico's just happy to be hitting drums. He's fine. He's quite happy. He's fine. He's very easily pleased. He says fine.
Yeah, like we're just killing time now.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would end it, but I can't find the end record button. It's lost.
My sign of the cross mug. It's now known as that now. It's like Nicholas, why? Because it's just too much. It's too much.
Takes 11 minutes to drink it.
It's a prog mug.
Right. So I think that apart from Empire of the Clouds and the Red and the Black, I actually think that Sign of the Cross might be the second longest Iron Maiden song.
Really?
After Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Yeah.
I was going to say, Rime of the Ancient Mariner is up there.
Aye, that's the longest one at 13:34.
Aye.
So you open an album at
11:17. While the Wild Wind Blows is 10:59, and then you've got Red and the Black at 13, Book of Souls at 10 minutes 27, and then Emperor of the Crowds at 18. So yeah, like you say, Scotty, it was a choice by Steve.
It was.
Steve alone.
In 1998, that was it. 98.
95.
95.
Right, so we're back just to finish off. Scott's not coming back because he's got the work he's dug, apparently. So, like I said, I've got a wee quiz I've organised. It's just for fun, just some facts that I've come across while I've been doing this kind of thing. So, no winners or losers.
This strikes me as the type of thing you should just ask Martyn, and I'll just listen.
To be fair, there's a few of them in here that I probably wouldn't have gotten unless I knew the answer to. So, since we've got the good and bad takes out the road here, we'll go with the Iron Maiden quiz. So, 10 questions. So, just shout out your answer if you know it.
Oh, do you need it right and do it? Okay.
Nah, it's
That's all right.
We're not playing for an end, so just.
Cool.
Number 1. What was the original name of Iron Maiden before they became Iron Maiden?
It was the Gypsy's Kiss, was it?
Nope.
No, it was Steve's band before Maiden, was it? Fuck. I don't know.
I knew this at one point, but I've forgotten it.
Yeah. No.
Ash Mountain.
That's even coming back.
Which is one I wouldn't have got. I came across it when I was looking for other stuff.
That's a terrible name.
It is. Luckily they went with Iron Maiden and they didn't stick with Ash Mountain. I think they would have got the X Factor and fucking Future X if they'd gone with Ash Mountain.
Like my brain is now struggling with the idea of Paul Di'Anno singing vocals in a band called Ash Mountain.
Yeah, I mean the song Ash Mountain doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
Ash Mountain wants you for dead.
No, it ain't working.
Doesn't work.
Workshop that one, boys.
Somebody thankful there was somebody around that was able to say to Steve, "No, Steve, it may change."
No.
I mean, to be fair, the only one that was around that time was Dave Murray.
See, there you go. That's why he's been around all these years, because it's like he had the confidence at the beginning to say, "Steve, down, son, down."
Look, I can't write a good song, but see this name.
Shite. Yeah.
Dave Murray is to Steve Harris what Finkel was to McMahon. He came up with the name WrestleMania, and everything else was just glory from then on.
Kept him in a job for 30 years.
Not second. Why he knows stuff.
Right. Question number 2. Which pub is known as the birthplace of Iron Maiden?
That one.
That
one.
Oh well, cart and horses.
Cart and horses.
Okay.
Oh well.
They've got a wee sign outside apparently.
So when I was down in London, when I was doing in London in the summer, it's like, and obviously I was due to see June, I was by myself for like half a day. There was a temptation to be like, I could go to the Cart and Horses and the Ruskin Arms, but it's just like, I'm going out to a couple of shithole pubs by myself to get a photo, and I might get my heat kicked in. So it's like, that probably best.
Like, Cart and Horses, I don't know if Ruskin Arms is, but it's Cart and Horses and what's the name again? Stratford.
Yeah.
So I reckon how far outside London that, or how far out this central London that is.
That's up by where the Olympic Stadium is and stuff. So you're still in London.
Aye, I know it was in London, but I just get how far off the beaten path it was.
Yeah, that's right. You can get the train out and you're all right.
I know, it's just a bit of a hike. But it was like, I looked at it, was like a bit of a hike, and I'm like, it would be all right to kind of go and just be like, oh, look, I've had a pint in a... Yeah. It was like, but then it's like no, I might get a heat kicked in as well, because it's like... Obviously, I wouldn't have voiced my opinions on a trooper in there. Like,
oh, no.
Imagine. All right, boys. I give it super shite.
Just opened the double doors and went trooper shite and run away.
Or maybe them pubs, because it was early Maiden, maybe they're like that boy online that's been after Paul Di'Anno was shit.
They're like Di'Anno strongholds.
Yeah, you open the doors and scream the troopers shit, and you probably just get, you know what, you're right.
Right. Question number 3. Who did Iron Maiden support on the European leg of the 1980 tour?
1980.
1980.
Judas Priest, is it?
Nope.
Rainbow?
Nope.
Kiss?
Yep. Unmasked tour, European leg.
Wow.
That would have been a set. That would have been a show.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah, that'd have been all right.
Question number 4. Eddie was originally just a mask prop used in the band's backdrop, but which tour saw the first appearance of the walk-on Eddie? So the guy in the stilts coming in the Eddie costume. Which tour was the first tour that saw it?
Beast. Is it Beast on the Road?
Beast on the Road tour.
Must be Beast on the Road because it's in the video. He's in the video for Number the Beast.
So. Comes on with a leather jacket and just standard Eddie.
Clearly a boy on stilts, though.
Aye, clearly. Nate as subtle as they were known to become. It's just like clearly, that's a boy on stilts.
Just like hobbling.
Fair enough.
Like,
still walking difficult.
Waddling on. It's like just a big on stilts. Aye.
Right. Luckily, Scott's not here because here's a sports question. According to the liner notes, it's nay. According to the liner notes of Number of the Beast, members of Iron Maiden and the Scorpions faced off in a football match. What was the final score?
Fucking hell! That's a proper deep. That's a deep guy. Like, I don't even have the fucking. I can't exactly sneak away and look as well.
7-5.
It wasn't
6-1.
It wasn't even as wild. It wasn't even as wild as that.
No.
A 1-1 draw.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a shite game to watch.
As neutral as you can get. Okay.
Question number 6. During touring for Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, Iron Maiden headlined Monsters Rock at Donington in 1988, playing to the largest crowd in the festival's history, 107,000. Name any other band on the bill.
Okay. We'll go with Halloween.
Yep.
Megadeth.
Yep.
Kiss.
Yep.
David Lee Roth.
Yep.
And Guns N' Roses.
Hail done. Hail Roth. The hail lineup. Well done.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I used to have a poster of it. That's why. Because it's like, it's like 4 of my favourite bands there. I should get that poster.
I was writing it down. I was like, Martyn will get that and that.
So I looked
and that. And possibly that.
I basically looked at it every day because some versions of the poster have actually got compared by Neil K at the bottom as well. That's how much it was like, because I basically looked at it every day for like 5 years because it was up in my bedroom when I was like 14.
Right. Question number 7. What error on the Number of the Beast album cover was finally rectified in 1998 for the remastered CD release?
On the cover.
What error on the Number of the Beast album cover? So there was an error on the album cover.
I think I vaguely remember hearing about this story. I can't remember.
Is it like the printing was wrong or something, and it was like the color? Is that right?
Almost there.
Sick.
The sky was changed. The sky, there was a problem at the printers. The sky was printed blue. It was meant to be black. So,
Okay.
so it was changed to black when they released it. They remastered the CD in 1998. So the sky was changed from blue to black. Question number 8. What was the name of the airline that Bruce piloted for during the band's downtime?
Fuck's sake!
Wow.
I know this as well, but I don't. I'm negative mind it.
Aye. These are a couple I knew when I saw them, but I probably wouldn't have conjured them up.
Because the flew obviously like loads of football teams, like the flew Liverpool and the flew Rangers.
Liverpool, yeah.
And Ranger, like I said,
and
flew Rangers.
They were the airline that supplied the first 2 Air Force Ones.
Oh. No.
Astraeus Airlines.
That's right. I was never getting it. It
like
was in there some way, but
like I said, it's one that I knew when I saw it, but I would never have got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shot in the dark, Dave.
Number 9, a Nico Big Brain question.
Oofed.
What is the only Iron Maiden album track to have a Nico McBrain songwriting credit?
Wow.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
It's on Fear the Dark. Isn't it? No, what wait, no, what is it? Fuck, no. Because it was when he got clean.
He's got like 3 songwriting credits, but there's only one of them on an actual album track.
Yeah.
There's a couple of B-sides he's on.
Because it's I know this. Because it's like you fucker. Because it's like something to do with like when you got clean. I can't remember the song. It's what's it called? Like because he's like really religious now.
Aye, he's
and
born
it's
again
something
Christian.
To do with like is it something to do with like it's like it's like anti-human cloning or something?
It is.
Fuck. No, I don't know the name. I can't think. It's Fear the Dark on Fear the Dark.
No. It's off a Dance to Death. That's any help.
I'm negative again, but
New Frontier. But yeah, it's a song about cloning, anti-cloning.
That's it. Yeah, I would never have got.
That was
never got the name of it.
Like I knew he had one songwriting credit on Summon. That was one I knew he had a songwriting credit, but I would never have got the fucking track.
No, like I said, I knew it was something about like say like because it was when he got obviously he got dry and then
his wife brought him to church and he was he had some experience where he's a born again Christian.
Found the Lord and all that kind of stuff, but then was like okay, right, very good.
Right. And question number 10. The Fear of the Dark live single was recorded in which city during the 1992 tour?
One Thunder. He says it in the song.
Yeah, but I've not listened to it in however long, so I'm not going to remember. Bruce has said the name of cities quite often.
Yeah, but he says it in a single.
It's a Scandinavian city, if that's any help.
Stockholm.
It's a city that I'm hoping to go to soon.
Helsinki.
Helsinki. Here we go.
Told you I knew it.
And that concludes your Iron Maiden quiz for this evening.
We'll call it a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
Good game.
We got there eventually. So yeah, that was
a lovely time.
That was where Iron Maiden retrospective. Is that the word for it? Is that the word the wanky podcast we use?
That's the wanky podcast would say retrospective. No, we've really captured the zeitgeist of Iron Maiden.
This is our deep dive into all things Iron Maiden, guys.
Yeah,
you've enjoyed yourselves tonight.
So I've enjoyed that. So we might come back and do someone else.
Yeah.
Another band or someone else. That might come back and do something. If not that, we'll be back for Christmas. We'll do another Christmas quiz.
Oh no!
We'll do a bring like since the birthday quiz. I've in fact I actually checked how much listeners the birthday quiz got. But we enjoyed it. So we might do the bring a quiz to a quiz thing again.
Oh god!
If we can get Caleb a date is near wrestling, and
I will be studying my Amon Amarth tapes in great detail.
Yeah, and ABBA.
I'll be fucking
the ABBA Fish Company.
I'll be fucking studying other B-sides and everything.
Yeah, my app's not opening, so I don't know how much listeners the last thing got. So, but fuck it, we'll be doing it again. I don't care. Even if it's just for a very enjoyment.
It's an excuse to have a couple of drinks. It's fine by me.
So we'll organise a date for that. I might have some more dates, some more podcasts. I'm going to try and round some boys up. Because I'm on holiday for the next 2 weeks. So I might round some boys up next weekend and see some of the younger boys or get some boys back on again.
Yeah.
Or I might nay. I say this like we did last time, and they would never appear for like 6 months. Who knows?
Well, there's no show next weekend, so
yeah. And then Halloween's pretty much sold out. By the time I get this edited and such like, I'll be sold out. So you look at the tickets for Stonehaven. That's what you're looking at.
There's no point doing a what's the word, like a pimping podcast for Halloween, because it'll be sold out.
Aye.
By then, like by the morning probably. So
I believe there's only 6 tickets or 4 tickets left.
Oh well.
So
better get that poster running to go then.
Get the Ruskin postered.
The Ruskin poster.
I'm just going to pop in there.
Get a poster up behind you.
Excuse me, Gav. Put one of these in your window.
You've passed a pub and you've not put a poster up in it. Fucking wise up, eh?
Does it look bloody open to you?
I don't know. I see the lights. It's maybe blacked out windows. Have they been?
There's some dude hanging about outside.
That's why I'm not going that way.
So yeah, like I said, we'll be back at some point. Who knows when?
That's a threat, not a promise.
It is. I can't find the stop record button because it's hidden behind someone else. So just bear with me. Just fill time.
Close window.
There we go. There it is. Okay. Right. So, like I said, I might be back sometime. If not, we'll be back for a Christmas episode, a wee quiz, just to pop ourselves. A name or a Marth type quiz.
It keeps us occupied.
It does.
I'll start writing my round now, so I can come up with the most wanky, fucking self-indulgent Guns N' Roses questions that nobody's going to get.
Aye, like who's a touring fucking keyboardist?
They were in a Michael Jackson video. He's the biggest singer in the world at the time. It's my fault you didn't know it. You've got more chance of knowing that than knowing the name of some fucking seafood company in fucking Stockholm.
We are sorry we had a blind spot on Guns N' Roses.
Michael Jackson videos from 1993.
Yeah, sorry. It wasn't my strongest suit.
So yeah. So if we didn't see before, we'll see you at Christmas. So, ta-ra, folks.